There you go. Okay. So from the looks of it, it looks like we are live.
Oh, live?
Yep. But
Oh,
remember, it's private.
okay, fair enough.
Just to protect your privacy. So,
Yep, fair enough.
because I don't know who does it and doesn't want their stuff out there like that. So,
Yeah, fair.
alrighty then. Hold on. Make sure everything is good on my end in terms of. Okay, my desktop audio is good. My headset's good. All right, cool. Now, let's go ahead and start from the beginning. What has been going on? I read over the 9 message boards that you sent. I definitely have some things on my mind that I'm going to say later, but I want to go ahead and let you get your piece out first.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. I guess do want to ask one question.
Yeah.
How did you get to this point, right? How did you get to a point where your sense of self-worth, self-esteem, and all that is just on the ground? I guess that's what I really want to know first and foremost, because
Well,
that's what I've been trying to figure out. How did he get here? How did he get to this point?
well, I mean,
Because
the
I
sad
know
reality.
this is because this isn't just a one-time thing, right? This is like death by a thousand cuts type
Hmm.
situation.
Yep. Yep.
So, knowing this, I gots to know. Tell me your story, my G.
Like, I mean, the reality is like, I had a disability when I was a kid. I mean, it goes back pretty far. I had a disability when I was like a baby. And honestly, with a lot of help from other people, I was able to overcome everything until like I left high school.
Okay.
Like, and like even after high school, I was able to make my way through a handful of different issues and just manage things no matter how bad they got. And then like the last couple of years, I lost one of my best friends. A handful of friends committed suicide or died. And like even with like in that really chipped away at a lot of things, especially my ex best friend because he literally said I was too depressing, even though I gave this motherfucker everything. Because I forgot. Are you one of my Yu-Gi-Oh homies? I completely forgot.
Yeah, remember I used to live in Colorado.
Yeah, yep, that's
I'm
the
back
one.
in Texas now.
Oh man, damn, hit me up, like hit me up with that. Oh, okay, whatever. Nah, nah, nah.
But
Story for
you
another
you
time.
just said something just there. I will get back to that in a second, but go and keep going.
Oh yeah, um, like like this motherfucker, the ex best friend. I gave this guy everything. I literally gave him, even though this thing was damaged, a fucking original Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. You know, the one from the video game. And this thing was not like, oh, a little bit of things there. I mean, this thing might as well have had a hole punch in it. But those types of old cards, even though they're damaged as fuck, like that thing is worth at least $100. Honestly, I feel like, and honestly, I gave it to him. I literally gave it to him. I didn't ask for anything in return. I literally gave it to him because he needed that to complete his collection. And he wasn't a good duelist by any means, but it's like the reality is none of us were. And like the kid was basically like Joey, a complete like he was nothing but digging for scraps. It was absolute trash. And I'm like, okay, let me just help this guy out however I could.
Okay, so
And
there's
I
that.
did.
There's that
Yeah, that's what.
situation. So, you know, so there's the ex-best friend.
Hmm.
Tell me about some of the more current situations you got going on now.
Yep. Yeah, it's basically like, and that was basically another segue
Actually,
into that because after that,
hold on.
and I got
Actually, my bad. Better question.
uh-huh.
How has your dating experience with women have been in general since I guess whenever you decided to start dating? How has
Uh,
that been from the start and versus now? Has it been the same? Has it improved? What has been going on with you when it comes to the ladies?
like the sad thing is that it's been unimaginably crippled. I mean, it's like
Mm.
I live in a house filled with women. Like seriously, it's like 7-2, if like more like 8-3 now if we're lucky, because if we're counting my nephew and niece and my brother-in-law, then yeah, we're basically screwed.
Oof, that's way too much estrogen in the house.
Ugh, God, it's like the fucking malice from Legend of Zelda. It's like too much of it. Kill us all.
But that stuff but understand, being around that for an extended period of time will eventually start rubbing off on you in some way, form, or fashion too.
I know, and I don't mean like it'll kill us all. Like I don't mean to sound very misogynistic, because believe me, it
Drop,
sounds like
drop that word. Drop it.
fair,
Drop it. That's no way. There is no, that word does not exist here.
fair
Period,
enough.
point blank. Speaking
Okay,
of
I
words, there was something that I had saw on one of your message boards that I also would like to address at some point. Actually, yeah, there you know what, I'm gonna address that now. Uh,
okay,
Emotional intelligence, get that out of your get that out of your vocabulary.
I can agree.
Period. Get it out. Remove it. Trust me. You don't want to seem like one of the last thing you want to do is come off as you don't want to be a, how should I put it? The Let's just say the image of the male feminist type of person does not do
Yeah,
well with
because
the ladies at all,
that's true. That's true. I'm
because
getting to
ladies
that
want
point.
a man. They want a
Hmm.
man. No
Hmm.
matter what these people try to tell you, your sisters, your mother, other female friends, no matter what the hell they try to tell you,
Yep.
pay attention to who they actually date.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that because I mean, it's like seriously, the one girl that I actually fucking wanted, the one girl, like, God, it was
Hmm.
such a painful experience for me. I
Go
mean,
ahead.
I'm not gonna like
Go ahead.
for like honestly, I'm not gonna explain any of the details, but I'm just gonna say she really didn't want me back, and I fucked it up. I fucked it up hard, and I'm just like, and the problem is, she was the first girl I ever had a crush on.
I believe
So,
it. I
like
believe I
20,
Oh, just from the things that I've read just off those message boards you sent, I'm looking, I'm like, yo, you're fucking up all kinds of ways and he doesn't even know it. I was like, you were doing
yeah,
a
I mean, it's
lot of things wrong. But I was like, I'll point them out to you. But go ahead.
please do.
Keep
Because
going.
I'm getting to the point where it's like, fuck me running. I mean, it's like seriously, I was always,
You friend zone yourself, if I'm being honest. You'll friend zone yourself without even knowing it.
yep, yep, uh-huh. I agree with that. Fuck, it pisses me the fuck off. It's like, oh my God. And the
But
worst
hey,
part is,
at least it's something you can change though.
yeah, definitely. And it's like, thank fucking God. I mean, I've gotten to the point, I mean, it's like, it gets so annoying
Hmm.
because I mean I've gotten to the point where it's like I'm going full on Kaiba on this bitch right now. I'm like, okay, I've got an Obelisk the Tormentor, a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, a Blue Eyes Neo Ultimate Dragon, and I've got like a handful of fusions, and I'm ready to attack you directly. Fucking like I got like 5 face downs. You're like you're gonna get wrecked,
You know,
and that's how I'm feeling.
all right, right. That's good. That's actually a
Like,
good feeling. You need to get sick and tired of being where you're at. You need to get sick and tired of being sick and tired,
yep,
ultimately, for this
hmm,
change for your true transformation to begin.
that's true.
So, it was just off the top of my head. You, if I can be honest, I struggled with girls for the longest time, right?
Hmm.
I didn't get my first kiss from a girl until I was 24 years old.
Yeah, about the
Yeah,
same age, honestly.
24 years old. So,
Yep.
if you're about in the same boat I was in,
Hmm.
and this is, and keep in mind, this is somebody who struggled with every single girl, took every bit of advice from women about women. Big mistake you can make there. That's the biggest
Yep.
mistake you can possibly make, because
Can't
women
even.
don't know what the fuck that they're. They some of them may even have a clue, but they don't get the grand scope of what they emotionally respond
Actually
to half the
wants.
time.
It's like, holy shit. Yeah, I totally get
Okay,
it.
so for example, right?
Hmm.
How many times have you talked to a girl and the only guys she ever mentions are the men that are quote unquote assholes, toxic, narcissistic,
I
abusive,
think
or
judging by my, I think judging by what you've seen on my Facebook posts, believe me, I'm pretty sure you know exactly how long this has been going the fuck on. And
now,
I am
okay, cool.
surprised.
Now, granted, I'm gonna put you on game for something, right?
Yep,
Notice none of these are not the only guys that these women date.
exactly.
They're not. They're the only ones that they talk about, though.
Yep.
They're the
Hmm.
only ones that they talk about.
Hmm.
The unflattering reality to a lot of girls, you want to be the guy that women complain about. You don't want to be if she's not talking about you, you're not doing something right. Period,
Oh,
point
believe me,
blank.
I totally get it, and I'm getting to that point
You
with
don't want to
like,
be the guy where, let's say you did date a girl, and for a
hmm,
few months she decides, you know, she just wants different things, right? If I were to
hmm,
come up to this girl and mention your name, and she
hmm,
were to respond with, he was all right, or something like that, or he was okay, or you know what I mean, but like, oh, we just, we were just two different people, or
yeah, that's
we
fucking
just wanted
ridiculous.
different things. That's bullshit, by the way. Keep that in mind.
Yeah,
That's
all
bullshit.
of it, all of it, all of it. I'm
You don't
literally
want
call.
you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy that she's saying that stuff about.
Yep,
If Here's the
I'm
thing.
certain that. Hmm.
Women are absolutely addicted to their emotions.
Yep.
So, with these guys that we call the Chads and Tyrones of the world, the guys who will the guys who will use and abuse her and toss her to the side afterwards,
Hmm.
those guys get her best, get her all, and get her heart and soul, right? Those
Yep.
guys those guys get her best. What does her best look like? Well, the word no almost doesn't exist.
Hmm.
Um, Excuses don't exist.
Yep.
Nothing is ever hard. She will,
Hmm.
she can have two jobs and go to school full time and still find time to make time for that guy
Yep.
and things like that. Hell, she'll drive an hour in a thunderstorm to come see that guy just for 20 minutes at a time at 2 a.m. On Tuesday morning if
Yep.
she's really into a guy. So,
I support.
I know what a woman's best looks like. And
Hmm.
if there's excuses, if she's not going out of her way to talk to you, if she's not reaching out to you first, if she's not making time for you, this, that, or the third, the writing is on the wall. Like it's you got to get to a point where you got to be like super cutthroat with these girls, man. You have to be cutthroat.
Oh,
There's
and I
no
plan on it.
there's no other option because unfortunately, if you don't, they're gonna
Hmm.
see you. You're gonna see it for what it is. They're gonna see
Yep.
that you're
Hmm.
way more into it than she is, and that's
And then
never
they're
a good
gonna
place
use
to
the
be.
shit out of it.
Exactly. They're gonna take
I mean,
advantage. They're
seriously.
gonna, and if at best they just don't respect you. At best they lose respect for you. And when it
Hmm.
comes to women, man, a woman absolutely has to respect you
Yep.
above all else. She will
Yep.
never love you if she does not respect you.
Yep.
Respect has to come first.
Hmm.
If it came down to a woman's love or a woman's respect, I want her respect. Her respect
Amen to that.
has
I'm
to
getting
come
to that
first.
point. I'm getting to that point.
But
I'm
you
just like,
have to behave in a way as a man that can command respect at the same time. So
yeah, I
women
hate to say.
women mirror the man essentially. So
Hmm.
if you're on a date with a woman
Hmm.
and you're nervous and unsure of yourself and this, that, and the third, then guess what? She's going to be nervous and unsure
Yep.
of herself and this, that, and the third, right?
Yep.
So,
Hmm.
men are the leaders, men lead, women follow. That's typically how it goes, right? And women actually want to follow somebody who's worthy of being following, right?
Mhm.
So a woman isn't just gonna fall in line with any old guy, right? And I
Yep.
guess this is what my third channel is gonna be about, is trying to build guys up to be the best that they can be so they can command respect, not demand respect, but command respect by their
Exactly.
actions,
Don't be
how
like
they
a
live their
complete
life.
alpha Chad bullshit, but just be
I mean, you
like
could be
just
an alpha Chad, but don't be an asshole. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean it's like like the good type of alpha Chad where it's like you're literally the leader of the pack and you help out the pack. You don't
and
like
you
say,
do it by
well,
demonstrating strength, because it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman.
yep,
Everybody respects strength in a
strength.
man.
That's
If
true.
you don't display strength, nobody is going to respect you. Nobody's going to follow
Hmm.
your lead. Nobody will
Hmm.
take you seriously.
I mean, that's true. I mean, it's like honestly, there was this one cartoon that I'm pretty sure you know about. Like, have you ever seen like the Nickelodeon movie Barnyard?
Nope, I have not.
Okay,
I've heard of it.
that shit, that shit is fucking lit. I'm telling you, like the TV show, it's not like the actual movie, but I recommend that if you're wanting to numb your brain, I'm gonna watch that.
All right,
But
so oh,
like
yeah,
the whole thing about this one thing, like it's just stuck with me. He literally said, "A strong man stands up for himself. A stronger man stands up for others." And to be honest, the strongest man stands up for both sides, and that's
hmm
where I need to be at
but
this
you
point.
can't do that unless you stand up for yourself first. And you, my
First,
brother, have
exactly.
fallen in that regard, especially to this
Hmm.
so-called best friend that you're in love with. When it comes to
Hmm.
her, unfortunately,
Yeah, I
it
lost it.
is a weak spot. It is a
Hmm.
huge, huge weak spot. So,
Hmm.
what I'm gonna do is I pulled up the screen right here with your message history
Hmm.
between the first person. First off, Alexandra Badass Bestie. That's the
Hmm.
first thing that stuck out to me. I'm like, that
Yep.
already tells me this guy's mindset and where he stands with this girl.
Hmm.
It may be, and it also kind of also reveals how this girl views this guy
Hmm.
without any other context. Just seeing that alone, I'm just like, oh man, here we go. We're
Hmm.
all just the name alone gives away a lot of information. So
Yep.
it's I'm really good at breaking this stuff down.
Hmm.
So describe this person. Describe before I even go on with the body of these messages. Just describe Alexandra Badass Bestie
Like
for us.
like the whole thing with her is that she's like she basically validates me as a person and all that stuff. And believe me, I'm starting to understand that validation and stuff, it just, oh boy, like it's a hell of a drug, I'll tell you that. But
Yeah.
as
Why do
as
you
soon as
think?
you get,
Hey, this is why women love Instagram so much.
yeah, I know. I mean, like the whole thing is like I have like I mean, I honestly beg for like not
Wait, what?
affection,
What? What? Hold on,
like
repeat that.
no, like I honestly beg, like not directly, but I mean, I literally like if someone says I look nice, I'd be like, "Oh, girl, you look fire," that sort of thing. And it's not even for girls; it's guys too. But I mean, it's like the reality is like I try to one up everything just so they know I appreciate them. And
No man
honestly,
should ever beg.
yeah, indeed,
Not outwardly or with their actions. No man
yep,
should be begging. You
mhm,
beg, respect flies out the window. Period. Point blank.
yep,
Cut that shit out. Um,
yep,
but of course you can't just do that overnight. And the other
yeah.
thing, for the way you're describing these people, it sounds like the things that you do is almost in an effort to fish for validation from other people, from others. It's almost like it's a way to validate you and the things that you're doing. Maybe, oh, please, just let me know that I'm doing something right. Let me know that I am a good person. Just let me know that I'm not a badass friend, like a terrible friend. Like, at least just let me know that I'm appreciated.
Oh yeah,
That's
and
what it
that's
sounds like.
yeah, and that's definitely part of it. That's definitely part of it. The other part is the fact that honestly, I don't have like even though I had good friends up until like the end of my high school years, like that's when everything fell apart. Like I honestly thought, and honestly, with my sensitivity training and all that bullshit, like
Sense,
it was
hold on.
basically like
Sense
as soon as it like
sensitivity
it's
training.
well, yeah, it's like I'm an empath and all that bullshit. So it's like I overcompensate with other people's emotions and bullshit. I always put them into account. Like, and whenever
Uh,
people think that I don't, I really, really take it to heart and
oh
bullshit
no,
like
no,
that.
no, no. That's not good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not good.
really bad, really fucking bad. I mean,
No,
it's like
no, 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 no.
it's really bad. I mean, it's like I noticed it beforehand, but people kept on feeding me that nasty crap, and it's like, okay,
This
fine, I
sounds
guess
like a
it's the
people
only.
pleaser. This sounds like a people pleaser.
And it is, and it's fucking bad. I'm getting annoyed with it. I'm just like, and I'm like noticing
It's not going to
how
do you any good. All it's
it's
going to
not
do is keep you getting used and abused. You can do all this good stuff, but guess how you're going to get repaid?
with more fucking chores and shit. Believe
With
me, I'm getting that
exactly
shit.
with more
Like,
bullshit, more disrespect comes your way, and you keep trying to appease terrorists, for lack of
hmm
better terms, and
exactly.
essentially the longer you stay in basically
hmm
by you staying in
hmm
situations like that, you're
hmm
tolerating it. You're tolerating it just by
Uh-huh.
virtue of staying. And the
Yep.
more you stay, the more bullshit's gonna come your way. And it's like
hmm
you just keep asking for more. You're just asking for more
Exactly.
punishment,
Exactly.
right? And I guess the real question is how much punishment are you going to take before you start making a change for the better? But
I
granted,
mean,
some people don't have the self-awareness to really identify where it is they may be going wrong and
and
things like that.
unfortunately, I still don't.
And this is what I'm here for. So,
Yep.
here we go. We are on the header here. I'm on the so now that we got this Alexandra badass bestie out the way. By the way,
hmm
my 2 cents about this person. This
hmm
person um validates you by giving you attention, but from what I've seen,
hmm
she has not given you any applicable advice, any
Yep.
good advice that you can actually
Yep.
apply
hmm
to your life, nothing that's
Yeah.
concrete. She's just
Yep.
kind of just validating your feelings, which is kind of what girls do with other girls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is
And
because
honestly, that's
girls
kind of what I need, but at the same time, it's
girls
like,
just want to
yeah, shit.
express their emotions, but guys, when we express our problems, we want solutions to said problems.
Exactly.
We don't want to
Exactly.
keep complaining and talking about the same problem over and over and over and over again.
Yes, it pisses me the fuck off. It
By the
really gets me
way,
mad.
while this is on my mind, you mentioned earlier about your ex-best friend about how he kind of distanced himself from you because in his words, you know, the depressive state was too much to be around.
hmm
I and this may sound harsh, but I actually understand exactly where he's coming from.
Oh,
I I
I
I,
totally.
I
Oh,
understand
I
that
totally
sentiment
agree. I
because
totally
I
agree.
have a brother
But
right now who
hmm
is just like this woe is me mentality. I when I try to give it's okay. Let me clear something up. It's not the depressive defeatist mindset
hmm
that is a turnoff to not
hmm
just guys but to girls as well. It's
hmm
the fact that maybe like even our best buds, right? We will
hmm
try and try and try
hmm
and give all kinds of answers, solutions, and this, that, and the third. But if you don't
hmm
take them, if you don't
hmm
take, if you don't, if you're not at least trying, if you're not at least
hmm
actually putting forth an effort to make these said changes, and you just kind of sit in your little corner, curl up in a ball, and just kind
hmm
of sit there and complain this, that, and the third, at some point things will start going from passion to pity to to just like at this point I don't even feel sorry for you kind of thing.
hmm
It's just
and I
like,
totally
at
and
some
believe
point
me,
we're
I
just
totally
like,
get that.
at some point you got to get off your ass. This is how a lot of guys think, and it's
Oh,
like, okay, you've told me this the past 15 times.
mhm.
What are you going to do about it? I already
Yeah,
gave you suggestions. You didn't want to take that, so I mean, I can't help you, my G. That's how a lot of us
yeah.
are.
And
And
honestly,
the thing is,
I've been dealing with that a lot, and it's like, and honestly, the whole thing is that I actually have been trying. It's just the complications that I've been dealing with are like it feels like it's not only one Titan, it's multiple. Like it's literally like 10 Titans and
Uh-huh.
I only have one sling and a rock. But the whole thing
Uh-huh.
is I totally get where you're coming from. I'm working with what I got. That's the whole thing. I
Mhm.
am definitely working with what I
Now,
got.
granted, hold on. Now, let me ask you something. Did this ex-best friend, did he at all mention anything on the along the lines of, you know, contact me or call me when you get your shit straight? Like, did he say
Nope.
anything similar to that or
Nope.
in that
Nope.
realm?
Nope. That was
Okay,
the whole thing that pissed me off the most. I'm just like, you want to know what? Fine. Like, you ain't hitting me up. You ain't dealing with this shit.
because I
Fine. Like,
know as a man, right?
mm-hmm,
I can only handle being around depressive energy for so long,
mm-hmm,
because a certain point that is going to start to rub off on you, and it is going to affect you,
mm-hmm,
and not in the best ways either.
mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
for a man's mental sanity, if he's trying to go places and this, that, and the third, yeah, we
Mm-hmm,
want to take our boys with us. Like,
mm-hmm,
let's get that straight. We
mm-hmm,
want to we want to do all that, but if somebody's like dragging us behind and is affecting us and our mental state and all this stuff, it's too
mm-hmm.
much, right? Because now
Yeah.
that's starting to affect our lives and it's starting
Mm-hmm,
to add drama and turmoil into our lives. And as
yeah.
guys, we don't need that. We don't need that
Mm-hmm,
if we're trying to go places, right? And
mm-hmm,
so something tells me deep in his heart of hearts, he will be open to accepting you back into his life when, when you get your shit straight.
mm-hmm.
I just got a feeling. I don't think he just cut you off. If he
I
didn't,
mean,
it depends on how long you guys are friends for and how long these issues have been going on. It really
and it
just
was like
depends.
all through high school, but like the reality of the situation is like even if he is, I mean, it's like I wish him well. It's not an issue, but I mean, it's like like with the shit that I need especially. I mean, it's like not like especially considering that I know now that I'm not gonna get it unless I seize it. Like, not only am I gonna actually fight whoever I have to fight, but I'm getting my strongest soldiers out. And once I get out, I'm not letting anybody who left come back in. Like, I'm not saying that as a dick move thing, but I mean it's just like
It's,
I
I mean,
I just want a hard
it's
restart.
smart. It's smart. You're building. You have a tight knit
Hmm.
circle
Hmm.
that of people that you can 100% count on. I highly
Yep.
doubt that women are going to be a part of that equation because they're very fickle.
Yeah, I mean
But
it's like seriously, I only have like one if two. That's it. I mean, I'm not even
I
fucking
probably wouldn't
joking.
even have them as friends, honestly, either. Like I don't like want to sound like an asshole, but like having females as friends really doesn't benefit you as a guy. It really
It
doesn't.
doesn't, not anymore. I mean,
Not
it's like,
anymore. It never did, honestly, because I mean, having male friends as a female, they get all kinds of benefits, right? They get the boyfriend experience without having to sleep with guys. They get
mm-hmm,
all kinds of male
mm-hmm,
energy, male vibes. They get problem solving skills from these guys that they don't have to
mm-hmm,
date. This, that, and the third. Uh,
mm-hmm.
Lunch dates, resources. Hey, I'm moving. Do you maybe have a truck I can
Yeah,
use, help me move this, just like, yeah, it's a dream come true having guy friends for girls, but for guys, you're not really getting too much. Like, you're way if for guys, having guy friends is infinitely better.
yep.
I'm just gonna say it. It's infinitely better to have
It
guy
is.
friends. Like, the
It is
only
at this point.
reason I would have girlfriends would be
Mm-hmm,
if they were really attractive and I would just
mm-hmm.
use them to get other girls. That
The
would,
reality,
yeah, that would be the only reason I would have female friends.
I'm gotta be straight up honest with you. At this point, this is exactly where I'm headed, and honestly, I don't like it per se. But it's like, you reap what you sow at this point. I've been used for way too long. I mean, it's like I want
Hmm.
to have some fun for once. And once I'm ready to settle down, I'm ready to settle down. But it's like until then, it's like I'm not in the mood.
I mean, hey, you're almost there. You're almost at that mindset where,
Hmm.
tell me if I'm accurate.
Hmm.
Why is it always the person that is being wronged or the one that's trying to do right, always the
Hmm.
one that's constantly being asked to be the bigger, better person?
Uh,
What if I don't want to be that person? I'm tired of being the bigger, better person. It's gotten me nowhere. I want to be selfish for once.
hmm
You
That's
know,
exactly what I've
mm,
actually told people, like
hmm,
dead ass. And
imagine
I'm just
that.
like, I literally told that to my mom what, in the midst of this move, and she wasn't having any of it. And I'm just like, well,
Because
that's
she
too damn
doesn't
bad.
benefit from it.
Yeah, and I'm just like, well, this is too damn bad. I mean, it's like I don't care. I mean,
You
it's like
say,
I don't
hey,
like. I mean, it's like
I'm
seriously, she put me
suffering
in
on the
work.
inside, and ain't nobody helping me. Nobody's giving me anything practical.
I mean,
So
like
I
literally,
gotta do
that's
something.
like
Self-preservation, baby.
yeah, that is exactly what I'm doing. I mean, it's like not only is it like I'm dealing with that, not only am I suffering on the inside, but on the outside, I'm getting fucked because I'm in a fucking basement right now, which isn't a bad thing. I used to live in a basement in my old house, but this bullshit is fucking dank and fucking trash. I'm just like, are you goddamn kidding me?
Okay. Now,
Like,
now that we got that out the way, so there's two things I want to address before I even get to these things here.
mhm,
One being both of your conversations. The biggest mistake a man can make is pouring out his emotions and his problems to other
yep,
girls.
hmm
That is the biggest mistake a man can possibly make.
yep,
Period, point blank, because women are not equipped to handle male problems.
hmm
Period, point blank. In fact, they don't know what to do with that. Often they're kind of irresponsible when it comes to things like that,
hmm
and they they behave very, very poorly when it comes to things like that.
indeed,
Unfortunately, not to sound mean, not to sound like an asshole or anything, but
hmm
that is just the way it is.
it is.
And
I mean, it's like I have.
they disrespect you more. You're no longer seen as the rock, and
Mhm,
this, that, and the third. Because we know women look for strong
mhm,
leaders that do not waver at the face of pressure and things uh, to that nature. So, from now on, no more pouring, your thoughts and emotions, these paragraphs and all that stuff to girls. You
mhm,
need to you need to have a close knit of guy friends that you can confide in, that have your best interest at heart, have your back,
mhm. Yep.
won't take the stuff that you say and have a loose mouth with it and be telling folks
Yep.
with it.
Mhm,
You need that
yep.
actually can offer you some practical advice and solutions
Mhm,
to help bet. This is why having guy friends is so goddamn important, right?
mhm.
So
Yep.
no, if you got things you really gotta pour out to and all that, do it to your
Mhm,
guy friends. No social media posts, no,
yep.
none of that shit,
Mhm,
because that all the in fact all those crazy posts that you've been posting the past week on social media, I probably recommend you just delete those. Honestly,
yeah.
it will
I
it
agree.
it doesn't
I
look good.
agree.
It
Yep.
it does not make you look good.
It
You
doesn't.
gotta remove them. In
Yep.
fact, yeah, just while you're
Yeah,
on the
I
phone, just
honestly
go ahead
think
and
I'm
do
just
it.
gonna delete everything.
For your best interest, it would be best if you did.
Yep.
I'm just gonna nobody respects that kind of stuff. Guys
Yep.
or girls, all they're gonna do is pity you, right?
Mhm,
And we don't want pity over here. We want
mhm.
respect. That's what
Yep.
we want. Pity is not respect.
Mhm,
So there's that, right? So don't pour out to girls. That's one. Number two, um, what was it? What was it? What was it? I had it. It was off the top of my head. It had to do with these message boards too.
mhm,
Um, hmm, was it? Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find what it is I was thinking about. One, don't pour out to girls. Oh yeah, yeah. Two, honestly, you for your best interest, it is
mhm.
best that you do not deal with any females for a good minute
I
until
feel that.
you get yourself straight, because
Yep.
dealing with women and the
Mhm,
mindset that you have will
mhm,
only further reinforce
mhm,
your negative view towards yourself. It'll only reinforce you. thinking yourself is shit, not worth shit, and all
Hmm.
that. I don't know. Women just somehow have a superpower of making guys feel like shit
I
all the
mean, what's
time.
wrong? I mean, honestly, I think I know exactly what it is. I mean, it's like it's basically the law of attraction with like I don't know how else to explain this, but I mean it's like they like the law of attraction also works like a controlling factor. Like not only are you able to attract the other sex, but as soon as you know that you have control over the attraction and what attracts them to you and what can make them drive nuts, like you basically have their soul. So it's basically like a Fabrizzo like soul orb thing if you've ever watched the Slayers. Like definitely recommend watching Slayers next because this stupid little brat, he literally had a fucking soul orb, like this gold soul orb, and he literally took down a big bad that was giving the main characters trouble. And he literally just smashed this orb with two fingers and like just immediately killed him. It was just he was dead. It was nothing. Like he was gone forever, finito. And it was like, okay, yeah, that's basically what's happening to me right now. It's like I give people those damn soul orbs all the time, and it's like, fuck, I need that back.
Well, that's problem number one. You're giving out your soul to people,
Hmm.
especially too early, too soon. You probably, honestly, you shouldn't
Yep,
be giving your
guaranteed.
soul out to anybody, period.
Yep,
Not even your own
indeed.
family. Not
Yep,
even
I'm
your
done with
own
that.
family.
I'm done.
Your
I'm done with
soul
that. It's too
belongs to
dangerous.
you. It
Hmm.
belongs to you and you only. Not even
Hmm.
your close knit of guy friends. Your soul is
Hmm.
yours, period,
Hmm.
point blank.
Hmm.
So, um, yeah, but the reason why I can tell you this stuff is because I was there 6 years ago. I was
Hmm.
exactly where you were 6 years ago. The more I
Oof.
dated, the worse I felt. The more
Hmm.
I seeped into a deep dark pit
Hmm.
of hopelessness, worthlessness, and all this stuff. I lost all motivation. I
Hmm.
lost my job because I didn't want to go to work. I felt like, none of this shit is. What's the point of any of this shit? It all feels
Hmm.
pointless. This, that, and the third. And
Yep.
it all started when I would try to date, and the more I kept getting rejected, the more I was passed over for the next guy. The
Hmm.
more I was essentially communicated that you're not it, you're not enough, and or you're not worthy, essentially, the worse I
Hmm.
started to feel, right?
Hmm.
So, for now, it is best you cut the females out
Yep.
until you start getting your stuff straight. Now,
Hmm.
let's go on to the header, right?
Hmm.
So, you ready for this shit show?
Yep.
All right, let's get started. Starting off, here we go. Here is, I'm assuming you're the yellow box. Based on how I read this whole conversation, I'm assuming you're the yellow box.
Yep.
Okay. So you say like it gets to a point where people get so stupid and or disrespectful that I can't be Jesus or living Buddha. Even though I hate hurting people, they pretend to be hurt or hurt themselves, make a small cut into a lethal gash. I'm so tired, but it's okay. I just hope I'm not gonna die. Now, I already mentioned the first thing. This kind of stuff shouldn't be poured to girls in the first place because they'll get this stuff will get used against you.
Hmm.
She'll lose respect for you. She won't take you seriously. You'll be treated as a joke.
Yep.
Probably laughing at you behind your back.
Hmm.
I guarantee you this message, all these messages you sent, I guarantee you I showed this to somebody.
Yep.
Girls cannot keep secrets to save their life, man.
That's
If you
true.
go up to a girl and you said this is 100% confidential, you absolutely cannot tell a soul, there's one person she's going to tell.
Yep.
But she'll tell that person, "Oh, you absolutely can't tell anybody this kind of stuff, but man, I got to tell you." Her best friend, I guarantee you knows everything.
Yep.
So, that's another reason you don't want to go pouring anything out to girls cuz that shit will never
Hmm.
stay between you and her. It
Hmm.
will go to somebody else. I
Oh
guarantee
yeah.
you, the next time you go around your female friend or whatever, and her friends or her besties around, I guarantee you, she's probably got like this thought in her head. She's probably looking at you some kind of way. She knows.
Hmm.
She knows what you tell her. This, that, and the
Mhm.
third. So there's so many things wrong with pouring out your emotions and all your problems to females.
Mhm.
There's so many things wrong with it. It's just not worth it, man. It just brings more
Mhm.
drama, turmoil, and to top it off, you're not even getting any practical advice out of it.
Yep.
So you're just wasting your time when you're doing that. So you know,
Mhm.
um, there is one thing she said that is act that I 100% agree with, and that's the second
Mhm.
paragraph she said. Where the other thing is stop being Jesus. It's great that you're naturally helpful, but you have to protect yourself, which is what I had said a couple days ago. You have to put yourself first.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with that.
Just like if an airline is going down, you have to put your own mask on before you put the mask over other people. You got to make sure you're
Exactly.
straight first. If
Mhm.
your kindness and goodwill comes at your own expense, then you're
Mhm.
being too good for your own safety, and you need to
Mhm.
learn how to say no to people so they can
Mhm.
no longer take advantage of you. I 100% agree with every last word that she said.
Yep.
This is 100% true. You
Yep.
need, this is why you, but you're not going to have healthy boundaries as long as you
Yep.
have a poor opinion of yourself and you have low
Indeed.
self-esteem, low
Mhm.
self-love, and self-respect.
Mhm.
You gain self-respect and self-love by accomplishing things, by doing things. This is why I recommended going to the gym if you're
Yep.
not doing it so already, because when you go to the gym and you work out and you start
Mhm.
getting your body in shape, you naturally start to feel good, and
Mhm.
it's a slow domino effect, right?
Mhm.
But it
Yep.
also builds
Mhm.
testosterone. When you build
Yep.
testosterone is that hormone that release, it's that drive ambition hormone that allows you to do these things and make things happen,
Mhm.
for
Yeah, I get you.
yourself and things like that. So going to the gym has tons of great benefits. um just like the list goes on, right?
Yeah.
So um I already said what I needed to say on that first page, but
Mhm.
um I ain't gonna say too much regarding that that other stuff, right? This whole
Yeah.
first off, okay. Actually, I will say something regarding this. I'm the kind of person where if I feel that I can't be myself around you, then I don't need
Mhm.
to be around you. Meaning,
Yeah.
if I feel like I have to walk on eggshells around you,
Mhm.
you're too sensitive for me to be around.
Yep.
I don't need to have you around like that.
I
I'm
agree.
I don't want to I don't want to sit here and feel like I have to put my thoughts through three or four different filters. If
And
you're
it still
easily
doesn't work.
offended,
That gets annoying.
get some help.
Yeah,
Period.
that
Point
is
blank. Just
exactly
get some help.
motherfucker. That just gets so
I don't need.
annoying after a while.
Mhm. So, um there's that, right? So,
Mhm.
now let's go to the next page. There's not really too much from the first convo, but that second convo there was a lot. But
Yeah.
let's see. Here you go. You responded saying, I literally worked all the time at home and get 99% of my work done, and they complain about the one small thing I didn't do. I get yelled at for not taking out the trash. I get gold. Men should be castrated by my sisters because of Roe
Good.
v.
Good
Wade.
men. Sorry, that was my bad.
There you go. I get good men should be castrated by my sisters because, first off, if good men should be castrated, those people have a screw loose. Period. Point
Yep.
blank.
No kidding.
Roe v. Wade. Honestly, my opinion on Roe v. Wade is it's the start of change in a more positive direction, and let me tell you why.
Hmm.
Because when women look at the state of affairs that we're in when women are not responsible for their actions, or
Yeah, that's
women don't
true.
have to be accountable for their actions.
That's true.
When women have to be accountable when anybody, for that
Hmm.
matter, suffers consequences for the decisions, they make better decisions overall.
That is true. That is true. But I
So,
mean, it's like honestly, the Roe versus Wade thing, like the only thing that I honestly think would be absolutely beneficial, and like that would be absolutely necessary is like, kid rape. That's it. Like kid rape, or just like if you know
Of
that this chick
course,
is being raped.
of
Like,
course, of course. That
yeah, unfortunately, I wouldn't know how to.
and not to mention, keep in mind, most of these places, even the ones that have the Roe v. Wade that's actually in effect, because all the Roe v. Wade did was delegate the decisions
Hmm.
to the state, depending on what state you're in. But even then, so some of those states, like, you can still get an abortion, and you just can't
Hmm.
do it like when you're like 4 months pregnant and shit like that,
Oh yeah,
four
and like
6 months
honestly,
pregnant
yeah,
and stuff. You can still do it, but it's
yeah,
just like they're just stricter on it, stricter time frames and stuff like that.
mhm,
Like that's
yeah,
all
that's
that
fair.
is, right? But when it comes to things like, let's say, EPAR, we're gonna say that
Hmm.
backwards because we don't want a potential YouTube video to get flagged.
No kidding.
It's the R
Was
word
it?
spelled backwards. So
Yep, EPAR.
so
Yep.
when it comes to stuff like that, when people use that as an argument to justify the majority of these cases, that's disingenuous at best. Because
Yep.
let's be honest, what are most of these abortions are taking place from those that abortion is basically, at this point, it is another form of birth control. That is what
Yep.
it has
It is.
come down to. It is
Yeah,
another
pretty
form of
much.
birth control, and those that
Hmm.
have had one abortion have likely had multiples, right?
Yep.
So we can't really use EPAR as the argument here when it is a super, super extreme outlier, when the majority of
Hmm.
abortion cases are just people just using it as a form of birth control at the end of
Yep.
the day,
Hmm.
right? So, people are just naturally being irresponsible
Hmm.
with their bodies, even though they have 40 forms of birth control, and they could also choose to get with somebody who would be a good father to your kids, not some chatter Tyrone that
Hmm.
will dip out.
Yep.
Think about it, right? If abortion was
Yep.
completely illegal across the board, right? If we
Hmm.
gone back to the 1950s, where you're not entitled to any support or any of that stuff, how
Hmm.
much you want to bet most of these women would stop fucking with the Chads and the Tyrones that they
Oh,
know
I
that wouldn't stick around?
absolutely guarantee it would be a complete 180 on that shit.
Uh
It would
huh.
completely flip it around.
Goes to
And
show what
also,
happens when you put consequences, when you attach actual consequences to people's decisions.
I
It's
mean,
amazing what people
it's
will do.
that's exactly what I was listening to, because I was listening to the Distractable podcast, if you've ever heard of that one.
No, I
Like it's
haven't.
Markiplier, Meisterns, and Lord Minion 777, Mark, Bob, and Wade. Um, they were doing a devil's advocate thing, I think it was what it was. It's literally called Devil's Advocate. And they were like, and Wade is one of my favorite people to have on that show because he's an absolute lunatic, but he comes up with these crazy things that actually make sense. Like he was supposed to defend like everybody should be able to own nukes. I mean everybody, men, women, children, whatever. Now,
Oh,
that sounds crazy, and believe me, he had a struggle of a time figuring it out. I'm pretty sure me and him are both like thinking,
children
how did
though?
he?
Oof.
Yeah, yeah, we're like thinking, okay, yeah, how did he win that argument exactly? I think the devil's advocate judge was just as insane as he was, but like either way, one of the things that really stuck out to me was like, how do you get all these big corporations and all these governments and all this shit to actually get their shit straight? Accountability. So if everybody has a
The
nuke,
government is
everybody
going
has
to do what is best for them. The government is going to do what puts money into their pockets at the end of the
exactly.
day.
And as soon as everybody has a nuke, that's not going to be the case anymore. Because as soon as they're like, oh well, yeah, we're going to be thinking about money anymore, and
Some people want to see the world burn, so that's probably not the best idea. But
yeah, exactly. And then people are going to be like, oh, yeah, that's probably not a good idea because
yeah,
once everybody has
imagine
a nuke,
giving a nuke to somebody who is capable of being a school shooter. Imagine that.
exactly. I mean, it's like seriously, because once that happens, one person can pull the trigger and that's going to be the end for all. That's got like one goes and then everything else goes. I mean, it's like that's exactly what's going to happen. And they know it. So they're just like, yeah, probably not the best idea
Mm,
for like, and that's why people would want to have accountability for that shit, and they'd have to make an entirely new government system, and they wouldn't have to have all these crazies in office and all
well,
that shit or
unfortunately, the
whatever.
government benefits too heavily from men and women being at odds with each other and being separate, and not being
And
unified.
and that's exactly what the nukes thing
The
would actually
government makes
accomplish.
money
That's
from
what I
us
would
being
be thinking
separate.
about. But I'm not saying that everybody should own nukes because that no. That would be a bad theory. But I'm just saying, like, if everybody has power, everybody needs to take responsibility for that power. And that's exactly what people aren't getting. And that's exactly why I'm trying to expound to people right now. I'm like thinking, dude, you're hurting me. Like, dude, you're hurting me. This is getting really disrespectful. Or why are you acting like such a bitch? I mean, I will be
Well,
blunt and
here's the bigger question though.
mhm.
Why are you putting up with it?
Oh,
Why do you stick around asking
oh,
for more?
I've got to say, like, for this current situation that I'm in, I have absolutely no financial stability at all. Like,
Mm,
literally none. I'm working hard to move move situations around in my favor and actually get things moving. And honestly, I've talked to one of my social workers and stuff because I'm disabled. And this is part of the reason why I'm calling you right now because I don't know what's going to happen once I wake up tomorrow morning. But the reality is like things are moving, and it's like they're moving too slow, and I'm trying to move them a little bit faster. And
okay.
if things don't move, like I'm gonna call my social worker tomorrow, and if things aren't working, then and if things aren't gonna move the way that they're supposed to, I'm just like, nope, I'm not playing around. We're like, I'm putting the nuke button. I'm gonna blow up shit. This is not working. There's a huge dam in the way.
So, well, we got a little sidetracked, so let's go ahead
Sorry.
and
Yeah.
continue with what you were saying. We are talking about the good men should be castrated by your sisters because of Roe v. Wade,
Mm-hmm.
which I cried during that verdict. I don't know why
Mm-hmm.
you would do that, but
I mean,
um,
it's empathy bullshit. Believe me, it's
empathy.
something that I don't understand at this point.
Empathy for terrorists, I see. I see. And my mom says nothing and even defends them, and it doesn't stop with women. My homie's friend and I were hanging out yesterday, and I was upset with the situation. I'm dealing with this, and this fool had the audacity to tell me to work harder, which he may be right, that
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
family.
trying hard enough, which also may be right. Or maybe
Mhm.
you're just putting your effort in the wrong areas. That
That's
could also
exactly
be a
what it
case too.
is. That's exactly what it is. Because I'm putting 100% of the effort in the wrong place, but that's the only place that
I'm
I'm
not trying
seeing.
hard
But
enough that
yeah.
his struggles are worse. The tale is old as time. I try to get help. I end up doing it myself because I hurt someone's stupid feelings because they took something the wrong way. That's their problem. If they took it the wrong
Yep.
way, that's their problem. It
Yep.
is
Exactly.
not, we're not trying to be, we're not Mr. Captain America over here. We're not here coddling everybody's feelings. We're not a snowflake. We're
Yep.
not an SJW.
Hmm.
We're none of those things.
Hmm.
We're a man and we say what we mean. We mean what we say. If you take it a certain
Hmm.
way, that is on you.
Exactly.
There is no hidden message behind the words that I've spoken. Don't put
Yep.
words into my mouth. I said what I
Exactly.
said, and that's that. If you
Hmm.
have a problem with it, there's the door.
Hmm. Hmm. And it
Uh,
irritates the crap out of me because when I try to like I always try to make it like always try to sugarcoat things because that's exactly what these people want is sugarcoating, and that's the only way I
that's the
survive.
problem. That's the
But
problem.
yeah, exactly. And I've gotten to the point where I got sick of it. I mean,
When you coat so much sugar over things, the
mhm.
message becomes missed.
Yeah, and
You can often miss the message, or the message
yep, matter.
won't even register anymore
Hmm. And
when it's sugar coated so much.
I've gotten and I've realized that now. I've gotten to the point where it's like, listen, I'm not gonna talk to you. Get to me, get back to me when you grow up. That's the whole thing. I'm literally at that point because I am
Some
tired of it.
Something tells me you've never actually said that out loud though,
I
have you?
haven't. I haven't, but
Try
unfortunately,
that.
with
Try it. Try it.
that's gonna be very dangerous.
I
I'm
know.
not kidding. There's a
I
reason
know.
why I'm dealing with it.
I know it's dangerous.
Like I need contingency plans before I take this into action. And honestly, I'm putting a lot of risks.
Who are you referring to, by the way?
My family,
Mmm.
like honestly, they hold all the power.
Sisters, they can deal with it. Mother, that's another thing.
That's the whole thing. Like we got mama and we've got my sister and we got one of my sisters who owns a third of the house.
Mm.
So it's like, yeah, so
You need to branch off from them. If I'm being
oh,
honest.
branch off. No, I'm like like as soon as I take that shit off, I'm gonna freaking I'm gonna freaking saw the bridge off and then I'm branch off and then I'm gonna put it in my pocket. I'm gonna like, you guys are going to get this back when I am good and ready, not when you are. Bye. Now I'm walking away. Like
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm I'm literally gonna cut off a piece of that world tree that's already dead, and I'm gonna be like, I am taking it. I am walking away. I am making my own fucking tree. I'm making my own garden around it, and once it's good and ready, we'll invite you guys over. If you guys fucking ruin shit like you always do, then by God, you are never coming back. I'm burning this branch. But if you guys are being chill and you actually do shit right, then by all means, I am going to put it back.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's see. Hold on. Well, let's take a look. See. So this next message you said people want honesty but can't take it once they get it. Well, this is 100% facts. That is why
Mhm.
I said what I said earlier in regards
Yep.
to if if you cannot say what you need to say around certain people,
Hmm.
then you need to then yeah, that whole thing needs to go. If you can't, yeah, like you gotta have to distance yourself from folks if people cannot handle
Hmm.
this kind of stuff. So let's see. Let me. So let's go ahead and continue. Let's see. Let me share this to.
I'm literally following the transcript.
What are you talking about?
What?
Oh, you're talking about where
Like,
ah,
don't.
I see, I see. Go ahead and let's see what happens. But anyway, all right. So you said I still help my best friend I fell in love with who fucked a stupid guy in her bed while I was in the next goddamn room. This is one of the things that I wanted to brush up on. This best friend that you fell in love with is probably
Hmm.
going to be the hardest thing in the entire universe that you ever had to do, but this person needs to get cut off ASAP.
Yeah.
This person is not doing you any favors.
Hmm.
Mm. Yeah, like not no favors. She
Yeah.
is you're essentially being used as an emotional tampon,
Yeah, that's
essentially.
exactly. Fuck. That was exactly what I was feeling.
So, oh, but there's things that you mentioned in the other um, conversation about her being a queen, this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, when I saw that, my first thing I did was go back to that message right there, and I'm
Hmm.
like, I was like, he calls her a queen, but
Hmm.
just a second ago,
Hmm.
he mentions this girl, you know, this best friend who basically
Hmm.
friend zoned him, that he's
Hmm.
in love with, who fucked a stupid guy in her bed while you were in the next room. Does
Hmm.
this sound like a queen to you? I ask.
I mean, yeah, I can definitely see the argument there. I mean, it's like it's just. I mean,
There
it's
is
like
no argument.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like, I mean, the way I would see it is like queens make mistakes, but they're gonna have to pay for that mistake
Queens make
eventually.
mistakes, huh?
Like, yeah, queens do make mistakes, but honestly, they gotta pay for that mistake eventually. Hopefully, it won't be too bad, but it's like, yeah, she just needs to, like, she needs to fix her shit. That's the reality.
Mm, mm. Yep, but guess what?
Hmm.
You know what about it? It's not your
I'm
problem.
not gonna fix it. I'm not gonna fix it.
It's
I'm not gonna
not
fix
your
it.
problem.
I've done. I've done. I mean, like seriously. I don't know if I also sent you the bottom, like the other parts of these messages too. By me, it's like there was this one girl that was supposed to meet me on a date, and she fucking didn't come. And
Mm-hmm.
she was like saying, like, and honestly, I didn't fall for a damn thing. I mean, I had a feeling that it was gonna be a scam, but I met her at a Burger King because I'm like thinking, fuck that. I'm not dealing with anything else. And she was like, "Oh well, I need gas money, this and that." I was like, "Oh, like okay, well, whatever. You can find that gas money. It's fine." And it's like she managed to, but at the same time, she was like saying, "Well, I want to get this dress for Valentine's Day for you, baby." And I'm like, "Nope, nope." And I deleted that shit immediately. I'm like, "Fuck that." I'm like, I'm spending $15 on a Burger King meal, and that's it. Fuck no. Like,
Mm. Well, okay, okay.
keep on playing with me on that shit. I
Where
dare
are you
you.
meeting these girls at, by the way?
Ugh, just random sites like, like not Twitter, but Tinder and bullshit like that. And it's like, ugh, these bots are actually getting pretty clever. But I know how they work.
So you do know they're bots.
Oh, I guarantee I never give anyone a dime. I mean, it's like as soon as they start asking for money, I'm gonna be like, meet me first.
Thank
And if
God.
they're like, but well, I can't, and I'll be like, well, sucks to be you, and then delete it. Like literally, I will say that dead ass to their face. I will be like, sucks to be you, and then completely block them because I do not fuck with that shit ever.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Honestly, meeting folks online is honestly kind of played out at this point, right?
It's annoying as fuck. I'll tell you that much.
If you're not the best, one of the best looking guys, right, you're almost wasting your time unless
Mm-hmm.
you're extremely entertaining. You
And
have to be very, like, unfortunately, that's how it is. You know what I mean?
yep,
It's
and it's annoying. It's really annoying, and it's like, fuck, and, and I'm just like, I am not your freaking helper monkey. And they're like, I got like the way I see it, like like I am good in bed and I'm a great person to be around and I
hold on,
will
say
help
that
you out with
again.
stuff.
Say that again.
Like like I am great in bed and I'm a great person to be around
How do you
and
know?
I
How do you know?
oh I like believe me I got references.
I just want to know. I just want to know how you know.
Oh, I got references, believe me. I like honestly just like random hookups that I've had over the year over like decades, and it's like not like oh I've had a lot of women this and that. It's literally been like one every like 5 years or so. So it's like yeah, good luck. Like if I'm lucky, it's like god damn it, that was such bullshit. But whatever. I mean, it's
Well,
like I've never missed.
so I mean, that's something we're gonna have to work on at another time too. This
Mhm.
whole, oh, I have to just get lucky. No, we make our own luck. What you mean?
Oh,
What
I
do you
agree with that.
mean?
I
We
agree with
make
that
we make our
110%.
own luck, and we can change our own. I can't say change our own destiny, but like
That is the
there's
quote,
so
and
much
I agree with that.
that's under your control
Like,
that
listen, that's fate. That is fate. Destiny is when you actually is what you do in response to that, and then the response to fate after that. I mean, it's like a mixture of fate and doing everything yourself and having everything pan out due to your own self. I mean, like destiny is literally a mixture of just random chance and how you respond to that random chance.
fair
That's
enough.
why I've actually learned from this anime called X 1999 because I mean it's like it was a really interesting concept on fate. And they kept on saying destiny this, destiny that, and these people they were like saying, well, your destiny is this, and it was just one sided. But there was this the main character. He had two futures, one where he destroyed the world, one where he saved it, and like there were certain sequences of events that led to the those two futures, and whatever he chose, it would be one or the other. Now, what he literally said was, I will choose my own destiny. I am not going to kill my best friend. I've already lost enough, and I will do whatever I can do to save him and the world that he lives in. And he fucking did it. He sacrificed his life to literally save his best friend and the whole world. Like, I don't know how we managed to snap out of it, but it was like, whatever, it worked out. And I'm like thinking, well, you know what? Fuck it. This anime makes more sense than anything I've ever heard.
Mm-mm-mm. Well, let's see. Hold on. Let's continue because this is getting kind of lengthy, just a little bit. But
Oh yeah.
the show must go on. Where are you? You were right. Oh, I gave him. Okay, hold on. Like, of course, the one girl noticed me wants money. She was never that kind of person in the first place. Get rid of her. Um, yeah, the moment they start asking for money and all that stuff, especially don't give off the don't give off the. Yeah, I'm gonna go and share this live with you. Actually, well, no, I'm not gonna share the live with you. We're gonna get through this. Um, how you behave and what you tolerate and all
Yep.
this stuff. This all sets a
Yep.
precedent, right? This
Mm-hmm.
sets a perception about you. And once
Mm-hmm.
people have their mind made up about you, once people have a certain perception about you, like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
like if they perceive you as some weak pushover, it
Mm-hmm.
is going to be nigh impossible to change that said
Mm-hmm.
perception, which is why it's even more important to cut these people out because they're not going to change. They're not going to
Mm-hmm.
change, and I guarantee you, there's somebody that I was in love with for whole years, never
Yep.
dated any of that stuff through high
Mm-hmm.
school, right?
Yep.
It's been well over a decade since I've seen this person. I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee you, if I linked back up with her, I could spend
Mm-hmm.
2 whole weeks with her, right? And she will still have in the back of her head that this guy is the
Mm-hmm.
same guy that I knew in high school. And
Yep.
I've changed drastically since then. I'm far
Yep.
from the same person,
Yep.
right? So it's so important to not, give off these perceptions of somebody who's weak, somebody who will tolerate disrespect, and this, that,
Mm-hmm.
and the third. But the problem is you've already done this. You've already
Mm-hmm.
set the stage. So,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, people are going to treat you how they perceive you. How they perceive you is how they're going to treat you at the end of the day.
Yep.
The only way you're going to get different is by doing different, doing different
Mm-hmm.
things again, going to the gym, getting your body in shape,
Mm-hmm.
chasing goals and
Mm-hmm.
some kind of purpose and some skills, not girls.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and from there, you can start to cut people out of your life that bring you drama, turmoil, that don't value
Mm-hmm.
you, that use and abuse you, this, that, and the third, have their hand out, you know, expecting things out of you, this, that, and the third. Because I can recommend the first thing you do is cut these
Mm-hmm.
people out of your life. But the problem is,
Yeah.
you can do that, but
Mm-hmm.
if you don't change the things that is going on internally,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't, put in the effort
Yeah.
to make the positive changes for yourself, you're
Mm-hmm.
only going to invite carbon copies of those same people that you just cut out of your
Exactly.
life.
Exactly.
So
And
you
honestly,
need
that
to
would
take
do so
action.
much damage.
So you need to be proactive
Mm-hmm.
and taking action to do things to help your mental state and help your psyche.
Mm-hmm.
So at this
Indeed.
current point in time, you need to I asking you at this point in time to cut these kind of people out of your life, just axe them
Mm-hmm.
out, is too
Mm-hmm.
much because you
Mm-hmm.
honestly may have like an emotion like this, almost like this ancient attachment or this
Mm-hmm.
dependency on these kind of
Yep.
people. But what
Yep.
I can ask you to do is to try and start to slowly distance yourself from them. Give them
Mm-hmm.
less and less and less, right? Start,
Mm-hmm.
as you start to put yourself first,
Mm-hmm.
start learning some skills, learning a nice high income earning skill,
Mm-hmm.
some marketable skill, right?
Mm-hmm.
In chasing a purpose, like, a purpose in life
Mm-hmm.
that you can chase
Yeah.
and push forward to. When you keep busy like that, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you'd be amazed of what the changes in your life start to occur. Your quality of life just starts to change
Mm-hmm.
over time as this is
Mm-hmm.
happening. So that's what I can ask you there. But on to the onto the messages still. So, uh, like, of course, the one girl was nice to me, wants money. Jesus, like, take me out for a coffee or something first. Um, it's like people have no damn etiquette. I'm always fucking used. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Here's something else, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you want a date to happen, you gotta make
Mm-hmm.
that happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
No pouring out your feelings and emotions, like, right?
Yep.
No, none of that. Oh, I've always liked you, or this, that, and the third. I've liked you for
Mm-hmm.
quite some time, and I was wondering if I can take you out. Does that sound very confident?
No.
No, of course not. You know, instead, first off, you leave it up to her. That day will never come, right?
Yep.
The man takes charge, right? It's up to you, the man, to
Mm-hmm.
take charge, right? So you can't just, see, if that was me, I would have just came up to her and just been like, "Hey, what you doing? You got anything planned? You're bored?" It's like,
Yep.
let's, let's go out and
Yeah.
get a cup of coffee. Just
Yeah.
like that, short,
Mm-hmm.
sweet,
Sweet.
simple.
Mm-hmm.
It exudes confidence. There's no beating around the bush. There's no just, trying to come at it softly. No, it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, what you doing? You're free? All right, let's go out.
Mm-hmm.
And if she says no, that tells me everything I need to know. I do
Yep.
not need to waste my time with this person. I do not need
Yep.
to stay friends with her and be an
Mm-hmm.
emotional tampon while
Yep.
watching her get plowed out by Chad and Tyrone, while she comes to me complaining about said Chad and Tyrone that got to see her naked. So
Mm-hmm.
see,
Yep.
and this is the thing,
Yep.
right? Because it's like
Mm-hmm.
being friends is, it seems like the noble thing, but let's be honest. Yeah, as
It's
a man,
bullshit.
we want to see her naked. We want
Yep.
to see her naked. We want to,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we seem to always get mad at the Chad Tyrones, the Alpha Chad guys, but
Mm-hmm.
hey, who gets to see her naked?
Yep.
Us or
True.
them? Them. They get
Yeah.
to see her
There's
naked.
that.
Be the guy that
Mm-hmm.
gets to see her naked. Period. Point
Yep.
blank.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
gotta get them hot, get them bothered, and all this
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So there is a comment from a YouTube video um, that I do want to express or call out, because
Mm-hmm.
I think this is gold. This is a very, very golden comment. And this
Mm-hmm.
explains the female psyche a lot. And this is something that I never understood,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Until like recently.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about the past few years.
Yeah.
And this is something that us dudes get so confused on all the
Mm-hmm.
time, right?
Yeah.
So here I got the comment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no, wrong one. I think, yeah, this is the comment right here. This guy says, and I quote, "See, women say they want a good guy because
Mm-hmm.
he'll be a sucker and provide them with stuff.
Yep.
Meanwhile, they don't realize that they're so addicted to their emotions that they get bored with the good guy who can't take them on any kind of emotional adventure. The second she hears from the guy who cheated on her, her heart flutters because it doesn't matter whether the emotions are good or bad, just how many emotions are associated with that ex boyfriend.
Ugh,
The uglier the
jeez.
breakup, the more she'll think about him. If
Oh my
men
fuck.
can't take their girlfriends or wives on an emotional roller coaster and just live a life of boring contentment, it is inevitable that the woman will go find someone who can tick more boxes on her emotional checklist." Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds extremely accurate.
I hate the fact that it actually is pretty much exactly the same damn thing. I mean, it's like, son of a bitch.
So, because women are so addicted to their emotional state, yeah, this is why the toxic dudes, this is why the dudes that every single woman always talks about is the narcissist, the toxic, the
Mm-hmm.
asshole, abusive boyfriend, whatever the hell she wants to say. This is why those are the ones that have her heart, have her soul. This is why those are the kind of guys that she's always talking about, because those are the dudes that make her feel the most emotions. You
Mm-hmm.
make her feel validated or make her feel good emotions, but you only make her feel like one emotion, right? But
Eh,
if you're not taking her on this crazy emotional roller coaster to where she can feel the highs and the lows, right? She's not if she's not getting these highs and lows with you, she will get bored. She
mhm,
will get bored, period, point blank. That is how the female mind works. So if you're not, you know, that also ties into the amount of certainty you're giving her. Like if she has utmost certainty, right? If she looks at you and
mhm,
she knows without a shadow of a doubt that you're not going anywhere, you will always be there for her no matter what, this, that, and the third, well, guess what? Bullshit starts. Bullshit
mhm,
happens. She starts taking you for granted. She'll start testing you. She'll start disrespecting you a little bit more. Unfortunately, for a woman to be on her best, absolute best behavior, she has to know that she can't be 100% certain with you. You can't give her 100% certainty at all.
yep,
She needs to know that if she crosses you, you're out of there. You withdraw your
mhm,
attention, and you
mhm,
left her on red. You block her. You ignore her. She needs to know that if she pushes you too far, you're out the damn door.
mhm,
Period. Point blank. That is the only way she's gonna respect you. Respect
mhm,
has to come first, right?
mhm.
So, but you can't. But how you behave some of the times you doesn't command respect, and one of those
Indeed.
ways being pouring out your emotions and problems to other women because it doesn't show
Uh-huh.
strength, right? It doesn't show that you're strong. You know, it doesn't show
Mhm,
that you're the rock or any
mhm,
of the other stuff. It shows, women want to follow somebody who's stable and who is a stable leader, right?
mhm,
Someone who's not a rock
yep,
doesn't prove to be stable. She is not going to feel safe enough to follow your lead.
mhm,
Period. Point blank. And this is another reason why I said you really shouldn't be talking or dealing with women for a good minute because
yep.
your life right now is very chaotic. Is very
Yes.
chaotic. I bet you right now. Do you have a car?
No, thank God.
Damn, you don't even have a car and you're trying to date.
Oh, don't, oh, don't worry. I've got. Don't worry. Well, yeah, yeah. It's such a pain. God damn it. Luckily, it's not like a pickup situation with me. I mean, but yes, it is fucking
Now
unimaginable.
let me get okay. Well, speaking of which, this just reminded me of something, right?
Hmm.
Your other message board, right? The second message.
Hmm.
You know what?
Hmm.
I don't think there's any more things that we can go over from this first message. I think we just covered everything. It's just your mindset on a lot of things, and just choose. Don't this stuff? I guarantee you would have come to a better solution if this was discussed with another male
Hmm.
rather than a girl. So
Hmm.
let's go on to the second one because dude, this was a doozy. Right.
Yep. Hmm.
So off rip, you says first off, I don't. I'm assuming this girl on Snapchat is somebody you have not met.
Yeah, and honestly, we were talking about another person. We were talking about one of my best friends that, like, honestly, I don't want to date her, but me and
Really?
her have been friends for like 8+ years on an anonymous app. That if you block this person on this app, you will never see them again. It's game over. You'll never be able to talk to them ever again. So, like, think about that. Like, I have gotten blocked by everybody or ghosted by everybody, and she has been keeping my I have kept her attention for 8+ years. That is very impressive. And it's just a friendship thing.
But you would never
I
date
know
her.
what it is. Yeah, I would never date her. Well,
But
I
you
mean, I
you
would
wouldn't
if
want
she
to see
wanted
her
to.
naked either.
Oh, I would. Oh, I would. I mean, it's
There we go. There we
like
go.
the thing is like honestly, it's fine. Like honestly, it's fine. Honestly, I haven't even seen her face. The whole thing is like it's just a friendship thing. I'm demisexual. It's a whole big thing. But I mean, it's
Oh
like
shit.
the way she was the way this chick was talking about my approach to my friend who it worked with, mind you. Like honestly, the way I was honestly, yes, I was extremely worried about her, but we're always worried about each other. That's how it is. And she didn't get it. And I'm just and the way she was responding to it, I'm just like thinking, you know what? This is your trauma, not mine. So I really would I honestly should have said, with all with the way I went about it, like instead of being very, very blunt and quite frankly brutal. But either way, I should have literally said,
Hey,
like,
bluntness is
this
the
is,
best way to go.
yeah,
Always.
well, true. That's true. But maybe not as brutal. But either way, I'm just like, I, this is your trauma, not mine. I am a good person. I have treated women with nothing but respect over the years, and I have had her as a friend, a best friend even, for 8 years. You and
Hold
I,
on, hold
we
on.
just met.
You say
So
this, yet in the same sentence, when I go over this second conversation on
I
the very
know.
last page, I'm
Mhm,
looking at, I'm just saying I lost everything this year, as always, and I have to
mhm,
start from the beginning, but now I have to juggle me alone with everyone else. So I need some effort when dealing with me.
mhm,
Keywords right there. I need some
mhm.
effort when dealing with me.
Yeah, that's a begging
And then I
phrase.
saw, yeah, up to just above that. I'm looking for ride or dies. I can't
Mhm,
deal with anything else. So
mhm,
I'm gonna ask you, right?
mhm.
And I understand everybody wants a ride or die.
Yep.
Everybody wants somebody who is willing to
Mhm,
put in the effort with them, ride it out with them, all that
mhm.
good stuff, right?
Yep. Mhm,
So let's say a girl sent that to me, right?
mhm,
I got a really, really good question for you.
mhm,
So, why would I, as a guy,
mhm,
take all of this on, all of these
mhm,
issues on that you
mhm,
have just graciously, shared with me? Why would
mhm.
I, as a guy, take all of these issues on, you know, when I
Mhm.
have Becky right around the corner who doesn't have any of these things, who is much easier to deal with, who doesn't have all this trauma and baggage and stuff that I don't have to deal with, and I could just be a ride or die for her?
I mean, the reality of the situation is that, I honestly know the obvious answer. It's easier. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I
Uh-huh.
can understand that.
Uh-huh.
The thing is that I can't exactly respect that, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's like
And hold on, hold on. Why can't you?
I mean, it's not that I'd say that was a bad thing, but I mean,
Well,
it's
I
like
mean, if you say I can't respect that, then, by default, that would mean that it would be a bad thing in your eyes, right?
I mean, well, not exactly. I mean, maybe then not respect wouldn't be a would be a bad term, but I mean, it's like I more like I can't agree with that. There we go.
Okay.
Like it's
Care to
just, I
explain?
mean, it's just with, I mean, with certain types of people, there's certain types of things that they have dealt with over the years. Like I've dealt with a lot of trauma and a lot of damage and a lot of things
Uh-huh.
in my own personal life, and I'd love people to be there for me. So I
Mm-hmm.
tried to show that I'm there for other people.
But
And
you do understand that it is a bit much to ask from strangers that don't know you, right?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, honestly, and this is where things get bad. And honestly, one of my best friends told, who's a girl as well, she actually told me
Oh, shit.
the exact same thing. And honestly, I just think the golden rule: treat people the way that you would want to be treated.
That's
And
true.
it's like, honestly,
And that's true. We can have respect for people, but that also
but
doesn't mean we
you're
have to
not going to get it
involve
back.
ours. That doesn't mean we have to involve ourselves with them at the same time. Two
Yeah.
things
And
can be
sometimes you're not
true.
going to get it back too. I
Two
mean, it's
things
like,
can be true at the same time, right? I can
hmm
respect you and then at the same time decide
hmm
this is too much for me to take on.
hmm
This person is a lot easier to deal with, and I'll have to deal
hmm
with like all these other problems. I want to be more drama free, I guess. So
hmm
we're human beings at the end of the day. Human
hmm
beings, we're a species that like to take the path of least resistance. So
yeah.
the last thing you need to want to do, especially if you're trying to date, is make
hmm
things more complicated for people. You want to make things
Yeah.
as easy as humanly possible because guess what?
hmm
If you're not making things easy, I guarantee you somebody else right next to you is going to make it easier.
Indeed.
And who do you think they're going to go with?
Yep.
As fucked up as it may be, and that person may not be a ride or die, but
hmm
they're making it. they're easier to deal with. They're much easier to deal with. They don't have to. They don't come with all this stuff, so they're still going to. They'd sooner give that person a shot and pass you up. That is
Hmm.
just how that works. I
Hmm.
mean, again, the same thing goes with us guys when it comes to damaged girls, especially if you have the
Hmm.
options, though.
Yep.
Like
Hmm.
there's too many white
Yep.
knights out there, so I can't
Yep.
really say with absolute certainty. There's too many
Hmm.
fucking white knights that will take on the damaged girls, try to be the hero, try to be the savior, and things like that. However,
Yeah. I mean, God. I
we are
mean, it's
not
like
going
I'll
to
tell you,
we're
mine
not
is a rare ass breed, but it's
don't
like at the
no
same time, I gotta need
white
to tweak
knighting
that shit.
white knighting is a no no
Yeah, it's a big fat no no. It's beyond no no. It's like a fuck
because you don't get
no.
repaid.
Yeah.
You don't you never heard the term no good deed goes unpunished?
Ugh. Yeah. It's
That's what
basically
white knighting
suggestions to
is.
that
White
bullshit.
knighting is doing nothing but good things for people that don't deserve it, and that will
Mm-hmm.
often take
Punish you.
your kindness for weakness, take it for granted,
Hmm.
not even
Yep.
acknowledge the things that you've
Hmm.
done. It is
Yep.
a thankless job.
Yep. Yep. It's literally Batman bullshit. It's not pretty.
Batman got fucking even Batman got
Well,
acknowledgement for it.
maybe Batman, but I remember a freaking a Batgirl. I mean, Barbara Gordon at one point. Because if you've ever seen the Batman Beyond cartoon, I mean, I always use anime and fucking cartoons as references, but that
Which is
shit's lit.
fine. It's as long as it makes sense, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, she actually told the new Batman that like, and he was a young buck. He was like saying, well, yeah, kid, like the way I see it, like get out of it while you can, because the job is grueling and the rewards are small, if any.
All
And
right.
honestly, it's true. And even though he did end the episode in a nice way by saying, well, sometimes the small rewards are the best ones, it's like that may be true on some accounts, but not most.
Well, um, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I'll give that to you. Now,
I mean, I'm
let's where are you at? So let's go over this second conversation, shall we?
okay,
So this woman
Kevin, I'm
says,
tired.
"Yeah, I get. Hey, I soon gotta go to sleep too. You know what I mean? But
Yep,
I promise. So
yep,
so anyway, so what we got is the woman says, when my ex friends with benefits wouldn't text me for 4 days, I'd go insane. It's not healthy.
yeah.
Please stop. Don't make anyone uncomfortable. I wish I had a little bit more context on that, but
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, like I completely understand. I mean, like the whole thing was that I was like talking about how I was worried about one of my friends that was in the same spot that I was at one point. She was like extremely suicidal, so I'd be texting her like once or twice every day just to see if she was still alive, you know. I mean, it's like it like she was thinking that I was being obsessive.
women
Like
in
being
suicide is extremely rare, by the way. Just saying.
no kidding.
Most of
I'm
it
gonna be
is for
honest, but
attention.
I mean, it's like with the shit that I've heard, with the shit that I've heard from this particular girl. I mean, it resonated with. It was exactly my story, only with a girl,
Damn,
and
you
I
are
didn't tell it.
drawn.
I
You were just drawn to the damaged girls, aren't you?
son of a bitch, don't even get me fucking started. I fucking hate it. But at the same time, like, we'll deal with that shit later. We'll fucking
You
put
should
that
deal with that
Pandora's
shit
box somewhere else.
ASAP. You should deal with that shit ASAP.
Oh, I plan to as soon as I wake up tomorrow, most likely. But I mean, it's like I'm too tired to even think. But the reality is, with her, I mean, it's like I was just and the thing is, she's not a douche. She's not like this other girl who made me lose my shit. She was
Okay.
just like, yeah, she was actually trying. She was actually doing, like, she was actually just surviving the best that she could. So it's like, of course, I wanted to make sure she was okay.
Okay.
And whenever she can, because she actually has, like, literally, she has it worse than I do. She can't be on her phone 24/7 like I am. She literally actually has she's like literally in a group home or some shit where she's not able
Hold
to.
on. One sec. Speaking of phone, did you delete those posts, by the way?
Oh no, not yet. I'm planning on doing it tomorrow, probably, if not
Tomorrow?
after this
Why?
call.
I
If
was about to
after this
say,
call,
man, you better be after this call.
yeah, definitely, I got you. Like, if
I was
anything,
like,
I'm
oh,
probably
it ain't
just going
me.
to
You
delete the
you
whole
need to
thing.
do it for you.
Like,
You need
if
to do that
anything,
shit
I'm
for you.
deleting this. I'm deleting my whole fucking thing. I don't know. I mean, it's like I'm just getting rid of a lot of it, but it's gonna happen.
A clean
So,
sweep is nice. Clean sweeps
mhm,
is what a lot of dudes need for a fresh start, right?
yep.
So this message board continues.
Hmm.
I'm not. It's only me. People don't get it. I've held more pain inside than anyone could possibly imagine. A
Hmm.
technique, a technique, begin to
Oh shit!
explain the
One second.
pain.
Let me see if I can actually word that, like,
Uh,
because I know exactly what you're talking about.
from the
Um.
words on my shoulders. Oh man, a pain.
Mhm.
Begin to explain.
Okay.
I'm
Let me
pretty sure
see.
it says I can't even begin to explain the pain I feel from the words or
All
from
right.
the
Let me see if I
worlds
can
on my
find it.
shoulders. I'm pretty sure a technique means I'm pretty sure you meant I can't. Um,
Like, oh, a like I
I
like just
can't.
I can't begin. Like,
Yeah,
I can't begin. I'm sorry. The stupid thing.
yeah.
I hated
I
typing
figured it
this
out.
because it was like my phone kept on auto correcting for some reason and it just wouldn't stop.
I can't even begin to explain, but yeah, but based on all that stuff I was looking at, I'm like, oh my god, he's pouring his heart and emotions out to another girl. I was like,
Yep.
he's making the mistake so many times. I was like,
Yep.
somebody's got to
Exactly.
tell him, if you're gonna do this, you gotta do it with guys, not girls, not
Yep.
girls.
Exactly. Yep.
Like
And
they're repulsed by that shit. Women are
yeah, I mean,
repulsed by weakness from the male side.
and the next thing after I literally said that really proves the point.
Yeah, quit acting off. I'm gonna block you again. Women are repulsed by male weakness. They're
Yep.
repulsed by it. Some will go out of the way to punish you for it.
Yep. And that's when I like, because that's exactly what I felt. And I'm just like, when I noticed that, when I noticed that immediately, I called her out on it, and I just didn't give a shit at that point. I'm just like, first of all, I couldn't even like explain this because I'm actually seeing this right now. I'm just like, LOL, you're kidding, right? Because I was literally laughing like a maniac at
No,
that
she
point.
wasn't kidding. I was like, you were definitely spewing some emotional vomit. You were
Yeah, and it's
definitely
like,
emotionally vomiting. So
yeah, and honestly,
it's not the greatest.
the reality is like, yeah, you're right. But I mean, it's like, honestly, I wouldn't want to deal with her. Like, honestly, with the crap that she was spewing, I honestly thought it was okay. I mean, I don't know. It was a quid pro quo situation that I had no
I
idea
don't even
about.
know what. That's you though. I mean, hey,
Like, yeah,
that's
that was on me.
that's your problem at that point. I
Yeah,
mean, shit.
yeah,
But
yeah, and I made it her problem after that. I'm just like,
oh,
I'm
she
just,
wasn't gonna make it her problem. She was just gonna rid herself of the problem.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, well, that was exactly why I did it first. I literally told her, first of all, this is only hurting me. So, like, the only person that stands to get
But
hurt
she
here
doesn't
when it
want to
comes
hear
to,
it. She doesn't
yeah,
want
and
to
it's like,
hear it. No,
yeah, so,
here's the thing. Girls don't give a fuck about your problems as a
yep,
man.
exactly.
No
And by
girls
the
gives a
time,
fuck about your problem. All they care about is, are you exciting? Are you fun? Are you not a snooze fest? Are you not a buzzkill?
exactly. And, like, honestly,
And
this whole
I'm just like,
situation,
damn, you are coming across as a total buzzkill. You're like killing all
yep.
kinds of vibes with this
Oh, yeah, I
person.
know. But I mean, it's like, but I mean, it's like, I get to the point where it's like, I mean, honestly, I hit a point in that part of my life where I honestly was like thinking, you know what, absolute honesty or nothing, and I'm like thinking, you know what, like right now, right now, I'm legit thinking, you know what, absolute honesty, not the best policy, but the thing is like
No,
maybe a little
yeah,
bit of underhanded shit.
you can shoot yourself in the foot with honesty. You can be there is such thing as being too honest. Trust me,
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
very well
yeah.
from personal
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah,
experience.
that dress does make you look fat. Yeah, that'd be fucking stupid.
No,
But
no, I would no, I'd say that.
well, I mean, I would too. But I
Well,
mean, it's like the
me,
reality.
okay, if somebody asks me, does this dress make me look fat? My response is, are you sure you want my answer? Are you sure you want to hear the answer?
Exactly. I
I'll
mean,
just
you
say
have to
that.
give them a
Just
cop out.
they'll just yeah. I was like, hey,
Yeah, give
but
their asses a
you'll
cop
already
out.
they'll already know the answer at that point. But
I
it
mean,
is what it
in the
is.
whole, I
But
mean, and like when it comes down to it, I mean, it's like when I deal with shit like that, I mean, it's like after that particular incident, I'm like thinking, you know what? I'm getting a little underhanded after this because this is bullshit. Because I mean, it's like I don't mean to be like mean underhanded, like lying, like saying lies and just like manipulating women and shit. But I mean, it's like
Women
it's
like to
like
be
this
lied
type of
to.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like some of them do. I mean, it's like
A lot
seriously,
of
it's
them
like
do.
come on.
As long as it feels good, it sounds good to the
Mhm.
ear, they're gonna like it.
Yeah,
Typically,
exactly
they're
my point.
lies.
Exactly my point, and that's exactly what I intend on doing for at least a little while until I fucking get tired of it. Because I mean, it's like the whole thing is like I
I'm
honestly
honest up
thought
front. I'm honest up front. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, you. If you like me, you like me. If you don't like my honesty, then that's
same.
fine.
That's
Go
that
find
is the whole
somebody.
thing.
Just go find somebody who will lie to you, because that ain't gonna be me.
Yeah, exactly. That is the whole thing. I'm gonna learn. Like honestly, like when it comes down to it, I mean, it's I'll do like some sleepy shit every once in a while, but I mean, it'll be only to get in the woman's pants at this point because it's like I don't
So,
know, I'm not in the mood.
so let's continue. Let's see this paragraph. You said first off, this is only hurting me. I don't do anything to her. If she says she doesn't want to talk today, I won't text her beyond a take care of yourself because not um, that's who I am. No matter how painful it is, I've wanted to fucking die. She was just in trouble and I was worried sick. And second is this is what I mean by no one understands. You're right. Guess what? Women don't understand male struggles
Yep,
and
yep,
they won't and they don't care.
yep,
All they all they care about is your man, get over it, fix
yep.
it, your man, your problem solver.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't solve your own problems, then you're weak and I don't need to fuck with you.
Yep,
That's essentially how they communicate. But like,
yep.
hon, I
It's
don't know how
ridiculous.
to put this delicately. Well, this whole conversation shouldn't even be taking place in the first place. You know, that's where you're going wrong here. It's like this whole conversation. First off, even if you're gonna have a conversation like this to a girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
These super big ass paragraphs. No,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta
Yep.
think, man. We're in a TikTok, uh, Twitter generation, right? Where
It's so fucking annoying.
yes,
Ugh.
everybody's got super small attention spans. If
It's
it's not
so horrible.
140 characters or less, people just stop reading. You know, I guarantee you she did not read this entire thing. I can almost
Guaranteed.
guarantee you she did not read the entire thing when you
Yeah, and
posted
that's
it.
why I dropped her. I'm just like,
Maybe
I'm
she
not
skimmed
dealing with
through
it.
it. Maybe she skimmed through it, but even then,
Like, I
so
don't
if I
think she
was
even
gonna
skimmed through it.
think of it
She
this
was
way,
fucking
right?
stupid.
You're on Snapchat first off. I don't know why you're on
Yep.
Snapchat. And the first message was through WhatsApp. I've noticed that too.
Yep.
But so I'm like, what is with all these other strange sites that's not just regular text message or Instagram
I
or
know it's
Facebook?
fucking stupid, but whatever. It's
I was
it
like,
still
I'm just kind of
maintains.
sketch. I'm kind of sketch when it comes to girls
Oh,
on
yeah, I
Snapchat
know.
and all that
But
stuff.
these two were actually real, and like, thank God. But at the same time, it's like, meh, like, whatever. Like,
Right. So let's continue. So
mhm,
I don't know how to put this delicately, but I need to at least try like I'm in love with my best friend who treated me
mhm,
like I matter for the first time she ever attempted to understand. First off, and this is one of the other things I wanted to brush on, the fact
mhm,
that it even got to this point to where it's like, oh, she finally treated me like I mattered for the first time. Why did you stay so long? If she treated
mhm,
you like you didn't matter, why stay
mhm,
for that long and kept taking the punishment?
mhm.
I mean, it's a very good question. Most
Yep.
people would just ask, why did you, if you knew you weren't getting treated like the way you should be, why'd you stick around?
Yeah, there was no ability. Almost,
Yep.
it's fucking stupid.
And
I get
it's things
pissed
like
off at
this where
myself.
you got to take accountability for. It's like, yeah,
Yep,
there's things that
yep,
I played a role in. I played a role by sticking around and putting up with this
mhm,
shit and
yep,
this, that, and the
hmm.
third.
None of that anymore. I'm fucking annoyed with it.
God,
It's dumb.
yes. God, yes. That's what we're talking about. And yeah, and this is yeah, this is the first time she ever actually attempted to understand this and had enough emotional intelligence. I already told you to take that out of your
Yep,
vocabulary
yep.
to know that I was in pain from her actions. See, this is an emotional intelligence, right? This is just simple you know, self-awareness. This is just
Holy
simple
fuck! You gotta be
self-awareness.
kidding me! God damn it! Oh, that's bad.
She didn't even have
That's
the
so bad.
self-awareness to see this kind of stuff, probably because she had her head up her own ass. No
Mm,
disrespect to her, but
mm,
from the way you describe this person and the stuff that she does, she sounds very self-absorbed.
yeah.
She sounds like, it's it's all about what you can do for her, right?
Mm-hmm.
She comes across as this me, 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 I deserve, I deserve, I deserve kind
Mm-hmm.
of thing. That's just what I'm picking up. And those kind of people you don't want in your life
Yeah.
anyway to begin with.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, in this, it continues saying, yeah, she had the emotional intelligence to know that I was in pain from her actions, even if I'm in severe pain because she doesn't love me back. I'm searching for why I am. First off, I wouldn't even don't even bother wasting your time sticking around, even though it's like, oh, she didn't love me back. Cool, move on,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yep.
literally as easy as that. But the thing is, we allow ourselves to stay attached to these people for a lot longer than what we need to where it
Mm-hmm.
becomes infinitely harder to break away from that person,
Yeah.
right? To where if we just had a crush on this person and we
Mm-hmm.
just decide to ask him out immediately, not sit here and ponder for a week, not oh
Yes.
man, this isn't the right situation. No, just go up to her and
Mm-hmm.
just say, hey, ask her if she's single. First off, I wouldn't even ask if she was single.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would just introduce myself, make
Mm-hmm.
she'll decide if she's single or not based on her actions,
Yep.
right? If
Mm-hmm.
she has a man and she starts talking to you and she wants to go out with you one on one, that's when
Mm-hmm.
she became single. She became single. She broke up with that dude the moment. Like in my
Yep.
mind, if my girl decides to go out with another guy one on one, that she broke up with me the moment she decided to do that. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's just like and if she thinks she can come back and have and still have the boyfriend and all this stuff that'll put into her and invest into her. Let's say a couple months go by, she'll be like, you haven't gone out in a while. I mean, I just look at her and be like, we haven't had a relationship since November.
Yep.
She's like, wait, what do you mean? I was like, I mean, you started doing all these girls' nights out. You're hanging out one on one with coworkers and stuff, that male
Yeah.
coworkers and stuff. It's
Yep.
like you know good and damn well that's something that's a deal breaker. You know good and damn well
Yep.
that that's a boundary that
Yep.
that you're just not gonna cross. Like you cross that boundary, so
Mm-hmm.
what would you expect me to do? You know what I mean? It's like I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna sit here and just twiddle my thumbs and wait on you to cheat on me. So
Yep.
even if you don't cheat, it's still disrespectful as fuck. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
Yep.
The disrespect
Mm-hmm.
you can't tolerate. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not for controlling any gal. She can do literally whatever she wants. There's
Mm-hmm.
actions and then there's reactions, right?
Yeah.
Her
Exactly.
actions dictate whether or not I'm going to keep taking you seriously or whether or not I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to put you in the for recreational use only category.
Exactly.
And if you ask me, I'll tell you. I'll actually tell you that's more than what most other dudes would do, because most
Yep.
dudes will never tell the girl why they're not taking her seriously, why they're curbing her. Most dudes will
Yep.
never tell this to her out loud,
Exactly.
and I'll get it. But let's continue with the story. Where I got a little sidetracked. She's a queen, sure, which I know she's not, given
Mm-hmm.
based off of
Yep.
everything else. But also that's an issue within itself, right? When you
Mm-hmm.
put yourself in a position where you're looking up to a woman, guess what that means? If you're
Yep.
looking up to a woman, what does that mean?
Yeah. They're looking down on you.
They're looking down on you. Period. There you go. There
Mm-hmm.
you go. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking up to her, you're calling her a queen. You're putting her on a pedestal. Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
If you treat her like a queen, she will treat you like a.
Mm-hmm. Peasant.
There you go. If you treat her like a queen, she'll treat you like a peasant. If you
Mm-hmm.
treat her like a celebrity, she will treat you like a fan.
Yep.
Period. Point blank. I don't make the rules,
Yep.
but I'm definitely gonna report them.
Mm-hmm. True.
So none of that putting girls on a pedestal, BS.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Your time is valuable as well. This is one thing a lot of guys need to understand. Their
Mm-hmm.
time is incredibly valuable, but they don't
Mm-hmm.
understand how valuable their time is, especially if they're busy. And if you're
Hmm.
not busy, you need to start making yourself busy.
Hmm.
When you make yourself busy, the more valuable your time is. And then when your
Hmm.
time is very scarce and very valuable, you don't just give it away to any old body, right?
Hmm.
So, um, like for example, I work 6 days a week, right? You know, I damn near got myself in trouble. Damn near got went on a date with some other girl when I had a girl, right?
Hmm.
And
Yep.
the thing about it is I'm lucky that that things kind of fell off and fell through. She kind of wasted my time a little bit. And the thing is,
Hmm.
it's like, you know, since I worked 6 days a week and my only off day is like errand day essentially,
Hmm.
I had extremely limited time to make for this girl, right? And so,
Hmm.
you know, if you
Yep.
squander my time even one time, I'm not giving you a second chance to do it again.
Fair.
Right? And so when you get to a point to where you're selective about who you dedicate your time to, are you gonna sit there and dedicate your extremely limited time to those that disrespect you, those that take
Mhm.
advantage of you, those that treat you like shit, or those that treat you like you don't matter? Are you gonna burn your
Yep.
very, very, very precious free time that you barely have on people like that? I doubt it. But that also comes in part with having self-respect and self-worth
Yeah.
and all that stuff. That all ties in.
Hmm.
When you have that level of that degree of self-respect, you just don't tolerate this kind of bullshit. There's so much shit you just won't tolerate from people
Hmm.
anymore because you started building your worth. It ain't this whole I know my worth shit. No, it's like I've
Yeah.
built this worth.
Hmm.
You know,
Exactly.
worth is earned, not given. Period. Point blank. Let's see. She don't. Oh, okay, she's a queen, sure, but if she don't want me, that's her loss. Um,
Yeah, that was a
not
little bit.
really, not really. It's not her loss yet because you are currently on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
let
That
let's
was.
let's look at the facts, right?
Hmm.
You have low self-esteem, low sense of
Hmm.
self-worth. You're in a basement. You don't have a car and things like that. So you are, in the technical sense, you are low on the totem pole,
Yeah.
which is another reason why I really suggest you don't even try dating until you start getting your ducks in a row, getting stuff in order. Because
Yeah.
I mean, as you know, there's plenty of dudes out there that got their shit together. And if
Hmm.
she has a choice between someone who doesn't and someone who does, whose life probably isn't even as chaotic, they're gonna go with the guy that's got his shit together.
Hmm.
So, you
Yep.
know, this is why you got to focus on you first. I'd recommend focusing on you for at least 2 years, man. At
Yeah.
least 2 years.
Like honestly, I
If you
think I
gotta
might
if you
need.
gotta pay some hoe or some shit, right, to throw it back, you gotta throw her some money or some
Nah, I don't
shit.
actually
Then
need that. I don't actually need that, which is a good thing, at least currently. But it's like
okay.
at the same time,
But hey,
but at the same
if
time,
a dude goes a mile without getting any, it's gonna get to him at some point. Yeah, trust me.
yeah.
You
But no, 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 no. I got my sources. No worries about that. But
okay,
like,
cool.
but the whole thing is like, it's gonna take me a hell of a lot longer than 5 years because I mean, 2 years
Five.
because this disability that I have, it's permanent
What
for
kind of
one thing.
disability were we talking about?
Uh, it's uh, it's called hydrocephalus. It's basically my brain is half or more percent Swiss cheese,
Oh,
essentially. I mean, like seriously, I should not be talking this analytically and intellectually right now. I should be like my brother and sister right now, like trachs, feeding tubes, like
okay. So
vegetable shit. Like we should be back.
if this disability didn't stop you from getting to the point to where you are now, to where you're very, very good at conversing and this, that, and the third,
Yep.
it shouldn't really stop you in other areas as well. I
Oh
mean,
yeah. I mean, it's like
am I right?
driving is just a hard no, but I mean, it's
Cool,
like with
cool.
my ability to utilize different ways to make it through, like because I have my ways of getting around town. That's the whole thing.
Okay.
I can actually make it. Like I can literally
So
make
when
it
you
all
meet
the way
up with
down.
a girl, how are y'all going around?
Oh, it's
I'm assuming she wants you to take her places
oh
and
yeah,
things
that's
like that.
actually very easy. I mean, it's like all I've really got to do is like use this Uber account thing. Like it basically gives me free Uber rides due to my disability.
Really?
It comes in really, really handy. Like seriously, like 60 rides a month. Like hell yeah, that's
Free
easy.
Uber rides. That's
Yeah,
insane.
dude, it's nuts. I love it.
Man, that would be nice. I ain't gotta pay no gas.
No kidding. I mean,
Damn.
it's like honestly, yeah, I'll tell you, this disability is really, really crippling, like on a lot of aspects. But I mean, I'm
Uh,
doing pretty damn good in my
Trust me,
in my
you're not the
shit.
only one. Do you want me to let you in on a secret?
Yeah, definitely.
I have Asperger's syndrome.
Oof,
Mm-hmm.
that one hurts. That
Yeah,
one really hurts.
yeah. And guess what? You know, this ability to be social and really break people down and get to the point to where I've gotten,
Mhm,
even to the point to where I could blend it in with normal people to be as normal as humanly possible, to where people wouldn't sense something was wrong with me. That
mhm,
took years, 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 and even more years of training. Like,
mhm,
and I had to do it like my life depended on it.
mhm,
Because it kind of did in a lot of
mhm,
ways.
mhm,
So if I got I and I'm in and this is a mental disability, just like
mhm,
yours, right? To where
mhm,
these mental disabilities, in theory, you shouldn't. There should be like no way around it. It's a mental thing. It's forever.
mhm.
You're forever gonna be this way, and there's nothing you can do about it. In theory, that's how it should be, but
Yeah,
goes
but
to show just how much determination can take you. It's like, hey,
oh yeah.
I knew for a fact, especially I'm a '90s kid, right? Born in the
Mhm,
'90s, going to school. Yeah, guess what?
mhm,
Nobody wanted to associate with somebody who had things wrong with them. Period.
mhm.
That
That's
was
true.
never the case. So
Mhm,
I was a lonely ass kid through elementary and
mhm,
middle school. I started
mhm,
to finally get the hang of it a little bit in high school, but
mhm.
there's some things that were still off that people were able to pick up on. But I
Yeah.
actually started to make some real friends and shit like that.
Yep.
Um but my life depended on it, man. Like I had to
Yep.
really put myself in the mind of a normal ass person, how a normal person thinks, how they perceive information, because I don't perceive
Mhm.
information the same way everybody else does,
Yeah.
and think I don't think things the same way, and I used to take things super literally all the time. I had to learn to speak the normal person language and be
Mhm.
very very fluent at it. And even then, so there were still lots of problems like reading body language and things like that. That's still a doozy, right? And picking
Yep.
up context clues, what people say versus what they mean, and things like that. All of that shit took years upon
Mhm.
years upon years upon years. Like even
Mhm.
like I said, I didn't get my first kiss until I was 24 years of
Mhm.
age. So, and now look at me. Like I'm driving for a company, right? I'm driving for a company. I'm making decent money. I'm about to get my own spot, my own place. I got a girlfriend. I've had multiple girlfriends
Mhm.
actually. You know, I
Yep.
got, I have no issues with girls anymore
Good. Good.
and all that. I can communicate with it. I can blend into any crowd.
Good.
Right? I did all of that. Like this shit shouldn't even be possible for somebody with a mental disability like this, but I made
Mhm.
that shit happen. So it's like if see based on the journey I went through and all the BS I had to endure for people and all that shit, I like the excuses people make nowadays is just like I don't want to hear that shit, man.
Yeah, I feel
Look at
that.
the shit I had to do. The shit I that I managed to do shouldn't even be possible, but I
Mhm.
fucking did it, man. Because my
Yep.
life literally depended on it. Like this is a mental thing. Like
Yep.
it's kind of a spit in the face when people use, oh, I got this problem with me as a way to feign accountability
Yeah, I hate that.
for why they aren't where they are or why they aren't where they want to be or why they're an asshole. Oh, I
Yeah.
got this thing wrong with me. Oh, but so that means that gives you a pass to be an ass? It's
No.
like
No.
newsflash, you're a grown ass man, you're an adult. And
Mhm.
as an adult, you're responsible for your own choices. Choices have
Exactly.
consequences. You don't get a fucking pass.
Yep.
for fucking up. Period. Point
I'm just
blank. Oh, I
like
got
I'm more.
because here's the thing. Like for example, the most common excuse people use for like why they're overweight or obese, right? Oh,
Hmm.
people could have, there's like the thyroid stuff, right? Guess
Yep.
what? There's actual people. There's people that actually have thyroid shit going on, right? Which is
Hmm.
extremely rare. Not
Yep.
and everybody uses that excuse, but the people that actually have the thyroid shit, even they got their weight under control. They said it's a lot harder, but they're very disciplined with what they eat and all this other stuff, and they managed to get their have their weight under control. So if even somebody with the hyperthyroid can do that shit, then there's literally no excuse. You're just fucking
Hmm.
lazy.
Yep. Exactly.
Period point blank. And honestly, I don't have any patience for it.
Yep.
I have no patience for excuses because people with physical and mental disabilities, if they can
Yep.
make that shit work and make that shit happen, you
Yeah.
normal ass people with normal line of thinking with your woe is me victimhood victim
That
mentality.
really pisses me off.
I
I
can't
mean, I
stand
really,
hey, but
I can't either. I mean,
I
it's like
don't,
seriously.
but I do sense some victimhood mentality on some of the things that you write, especially when you talk about things like, people will never understand or people will never get it, or no, well, and that's the thing, nobody will. But it's like,
Hmm.
what are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
and believe
you have
me,
to move in this world knowing, under the assumption that nobody will understand, nobody will care to
yeah,
understand either.
exactly,
You have to
exactly.
move like that.
Yep.
Nobody's waiting for you hand and
Mhm.
foot to
Yeah.
carry you through this journey. You're gonna have to
Yep.
figure everything out by yourself
Yep.
because you're
Exactly.
a
I mean, it's
man.
like I'm definitely learning that right now, and it's like with the immense pushback, it's gonna be and it's gonna get worse. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, honestly, I'm gonna send you a link. Like, there's a video that I've been studying. I've been literally studying this motherfucking video every fucking day, and I haven't regretted it. It was when Vegeta first became Super Saiyan during the Cell Saga, and I'm just like, I want to be this. I mean, the guy kept on going. He kept on pushing. He didn't even know why the fuck he wasn't getting what he wanted until, like, randomly something snapped. And I was like, he finally was able to get what he needed to actually become Super Saiyan. And I'm like, you know what? There's some about this that just speaks to me. And I'm like repeating this over and over and over
Hey,
again.
sometimes it takes you getting browbeat into a million pieces to finally get reborn hard. Sometimes
Yeah,
that's
and
what it
that's
takes.
probably what I'm looking at, and why I'm resonating with this video. Like seriously, I watch that video whenever I have free time.
So, um,
Cool.
I may send you some videos as well, actually, that can may further help you, right? Especially with some channels that I watch on the regular.
Hmm.
Definitely is gonna help you out. But let's see. So on this last page,
Okay,
you
good,
have.
because we're gonna have to go to bed soon.
I should have went to bed a while ago, but
Same.
it's all worth it to help a brother out. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So
Hmm.
this woman says, "Okay, I get what you mean. I've been thinking about this a lot, but you gotta try. It's the only way."
Hmm.
Question mark. And you respond with, "The difference between you and me is that I know what I'm doing." And I immediately went back to all the other messages that you sent, and I'm like, clearly he doesn't know what he's doing.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, honestly, I thought I knew what I was doing because this was like before that situation, before the first set of messages.
And it says, "I'm not reckless with my time."
Yeah,
Uh,
bad idea.
I mean, the fact that you're spending
I
it with
thought I
people that don't value your time, I would say otherwise.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm really calling myself
People
out
want
on
it
that
so
one right now.
much.
It's like, yeah,
Oh, hey,
no,
I'll call it out for you. But
like no, you
people
don't
wanted
have to.
so
It's
much
my
from
job.
me, but I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah,
Hopefully, but old habits die hard, man. Old habits die
yeah,
hard.
yeah, exactly, and that's exactly what's happening. I mean, it's like I got to be careful
And
about
this person
what
says,
I'm
"Can you
doing.
write normally?" Jesus, what the fuck are you saying? I can agree with her. I can agree with her a little bit.
I mean, honestly,
I'll give her that. I'll
Like I
actually
would
give her
give her
that.
that. I mean, I would give her that now, but I mean, I'm just like thinking, like at the time, I was like, because again, I honestly thought I
I
was
think
doing this properly.
honestly, I think what she really wanted to say is, "God damn,
Mhm.
man, stop being such a Debbie Downer.
I mean,
Stop being a goddamn downer." I guarantee
well,
you
it's
that's
like,
probably what she wanted to say.
I mean, at the same time, I mean, it's like honestly, me and her were the exact same thing. She was like being obscenely hypocritical. That's what really pissed me off. I'm just like, ooh, like
I mean,
she probably
when
didn't
you're
even know
talking
what
to
acting like.
girls, it should be fun. It really should be
Yeah,
fun when you talk to
it
girls.
really should be, but
It's all with your mindset. So when you go out with a
yeah,
girl, what's
exactly.
your mindset?
Oh God,
Is it like an interview? Is it
it's
stressful?
exactly.
Is it
It's
nervous?
stressful. It's stressful
Jesus
always, and
Christ.
it's not fun.
Well, there's problem number one. When I go on a
Yeah,
date with a girl, like I
it's
don't give a fuck about the end result, right? I used to care about the end result all the time, right? Trying
yeah,
to
totally.
earn a second date,
Hmm.
earn a kiss and all this other stuff. And it's like when I put myself in the mode to where it's like, you know what? Whatever happens, I don't even care anymore. Like
Hmm.
I literally don't care what happens. All
Hmm.
I'm care about is making sure I'm having a good time right now
Yeah,
with and
exactly.
enjoying my time with the person in front of me. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
And damn the end result. You'd be surprised of what that does of
Yeah,
going in it with that mindset because
I can agree.
mindset determines a lot, right? It determines
Mhm.
how you look at things, right? For
Mhm.
example,
Oh well,
when I
oh,
would
don't worry. I
go,
completely get where you're coming from, but unfortunately, a lot of people are going to be headed to bed soon. So yeah, let's just try to speed this up just a little bit.
fair enough,
Yeah.
but like when I
Yeah.
would go on a date, what I used to do, right, like that mindset, right,
Hmm.
trying to
Yep.
earn a second date, worried about the end result. That
Yep.
was that's approaching dating
Yeah.
along the lines of I want to make sure she likes me.
Yeah.
When
Exactly.
in
And that's
reality, you
cool.
should be going on a date. I'm on this date
Just
to see
because
if
you
I
want to.
like you. I'm on
Hmm.
this date just to see
Exactly.
if I like you.
Hmm.
I'm gonna
Exactly.
see if I'm going on this date just see if I even want to go on a second date with you,
Hmm.
right? See, the mentality is very different, but
Yep.
you're still going at the date, right?
Hmm.
But those
Yep.
two mentalities will make you behave differently. You don't behave the
Oh
same
yeah.
with those two mindsets. The other
Hmm.
way you behave a lot more confidently, and women respond very favorably to confidence.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
like you said, it's starting to get late, so let's wrap this up right
Hmm.
here. Says, yeah, can you write normally? I kind of agree with that. I mean, the people who I keep in my life don't threaten to drop me when I'm upset. She's a stranger, so she doesn't owe you anything. We
Hmm.
know this. We don't cry about it. We don't whine about it. We just accept and adapt.
Yep. Hmm.
And we know what, hey, if you're Debbie Downer, if you're not fun, if you're not entertaining, she
Hmm.
may just lose interest anyway.
Hmm.
So just bear that in mind.
Hmm.
Yes, I'm looking for ride or dies. I can't deal with anything else. I'm just saying I just lost everything this year, as always, and I have to start from the beginning, but now I have to juggle me alone with everyone else. Okay, so let's break this whole thing down. Like I said, first off, you really need to cut that one girl off,
Yep.
100%. If you don't cut anybody,
I
if you
already
can't
did.
cut
I
anybody
already
else
did.
off, cut the best
I.
friend that you were in love with. She's
Hmm.
gone. If
Hmm.
she reaches back out, you don't
Hmm.
respond, no nothing, no response, no nothing.
Hmm.
Don't even read it.
Hmm.
So there's that. So okay, now you need to go to the gym. If you don't like the gym or whatnot, you don't have money
Hmm.
for gym membership.
Yep.
There's things you can do at home, right? You can do your crunches, do your push-ups, do your sit-ups and things. You know, like something to get your muscles going. Maybe if you're not a cardio person, this, that, or the third. You know, um, start eating healthy foods, this, that, and the third. Um, and more times than not, right? If you're eating 3 times a day, reduce it to like 2 meals a day.
Hmm.
If you're eating 2 meals a day, reduce it to like one and a half, kinda.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, eliminate the habit of eating when you're not hungry.
Hmm.
This is all in the effort to lose weight. Again, I don't know what your mass is based on your height
Oh,
or any of that
I
stuff?
actually need to gain weight. And like honestly, it's fine. Like I'm on a perfect weight regimen. It's fine. But
Wh-
don't worry.
How
Yeah, I
tall are
get
you?
what you're up. Gosh, I don't even know. But I mean, it's like seriously, I'm skinny as hell.
Really?
Like skinny as a fucking rail. I mean, it's like seriously, like my fucking pajama bottoms are falling off my ass. It's like shit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay, that's another reason you go to the gym. Put some muscle on.
Mhm.
Put
Yep,
some
fair enough.
goddamn
Yeah,
muscle on.
yeah. So it's like eat more and work out more.
Yeah. Now you
Yeah,
gotta eat more. This you want eat some more protein-based stuff like
yeah.
eggs, white meat, things like that. Maybe
Hmm.
some steaks and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I like me
Hmm.
some omelets, right? Like when I get my own place, I'm gonna start making a lot of omelets, right? Because lately I've
Hmm.
been craving like omelets with like red and green bell peppers, onions,
You know what's up.
mushrooms, and spinach and shit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I'm just like, damn, this sounds like a good omelet, but I'm gonna start making that shit for
Hmm.
real, for real. And for work, I started taking with me like tuna and corn, right? So what I do is I take like canned tuna
Hmm.
and or canned salmon, either or. I'll take like four
Hmm.
of those little mini cans, and 1 can of whole kernel corn that's not sweet. Drain
Hmm.
all the liquids out of them, right? And I'll take
Yep.
some slap your mama Cajun seasoning, throw it on that, throw it down. Take a little bit of lemon pepper, right? Then I will take some mayo, mix it with the corn and the tuna.
Yep.
Then I will take
Oh.
then I'll take some Asian zing, Buffalo Wild Wing sauce, right? And I'll put just enough of that on just to flavor it up a little bit more, and I'll eat that with some crackers. Like I'll have
Hmm.
crackers dipping into that stuff. The corn really complements the tuna, which is crazy. Tuna corn sounds very very strange, but it's very good, especially if you know how to make it, right? Um, so just things like that. So not only going to the gym, but again, like learning some skills, right? Learning some high income, earning skills or some marketable skills that you can go to people with, become useful.
Yeah.
It's very like that. It sounds backwards, but it is actually helpful to become useful to people. When you're useful to
Yep.
people, people will want to have you around and things like that. People want to where you know when you surround yourself with people that actually appreciate your efforts and your skill sets,
Hmm.
you no longer will have patience for people that don't respect your time, your attention,
Hmm.
and the things that you bring to the table because
Yep.
you're going to be thinking, well, these people value my shit, right? They
Hmm.
value what I have to bring, what I have to offer, so I'm just going to keep hanging out with them. I don't need you guys. Period.
Hmm.
That's how that works. So
Hmm.
not only so when you get that marketable skill, get you some money going and all that stuff, figure out a way to save money, right? Like I really had to slow down spending on Yu-Gi-Oh and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because that's a
Yeah.
very very
Yeah. Right.
expensive hobby, right?
Yeah.
Cut like figure out a way to really cut costs where
Yeah.
you can, like controllable
Hmm.
spots. Like literally,
Yeah.
go online, I guess, go to your bank, look up your bank
Hmm.
statements, and look up I don't know
Yeah.
how often you
Oh,
spend money,
I know what
but
you mean. But
really like
let's
go.
try to get back onto the topic.
No. Like this is all the solutions I'm
Oh
giving
yeah.
you a list of
Oh yeah. No.
solutions that you gotta go and do in order, right? And this is all
Oh yeah.
just ways, these little things that you can do to help improve your quality of life so your life isn't so chaotic and you can
Oh yeah.
start
Definitely.
purging these other people out of your life.
Yeah.
So you did say you didn't have a car, but I can almost guarantee you that
Hmm.
your living quarters isn't the best. Is
It's
probably a
not.
wreck.
It didn't.
Exactly. So then, and the reason I was able to tell that because of your mental state and the state of your life. Your
Yep.
room, the state of your living quarters is often a reflection of
Hmm.
what goes on inside of your head.
Oh yeah. And it's like honestly, it's not that like anything in my room in my living quarters right now is like a mess because of me. It's because of the situation that I'm put in. Like it literally is not me. Oh,
and all the more reason why it's so important to build
mhm,
yourself up to get to a
exactly.
point to where you're independent of people, to where it's just
Yep,
like, well,
exactly.
I don't need to be dependent on you, so it's like I don't have to put up with
Mhm.
this shit.
Yep,
I don't need this
exactly.
drama and turmoil. I can just cut you off,
Hmm.
and because I got my own spot. This is why being dependent isn't very good, because of these
Hmm.
the people you're dependent on are toxic in any way. Again, drama
Hmm.
filled, turmoil, this,
Yep.
that, and the third.
Hmm.
You're stuck.
Hmm.
So, build yourself up, get that money going, and really try to, get that skill, cut costs wherever you can. Again, look through your bank statements and
Hmm.
count and figure out how much money you've spent over the past like few months, and calculate what percentage of the money's going where that shit's
Hmm.
going, and where you can really start cutting costs to where you can really start putting away money, saving money to where you can invest it later, maybe into some growth funds, right? Some index funds, to get a second stream of income going. You know what I mean? Like Roth IRAs or some
Hmm.
shit.
Yep.
Um, and things like that. Get you a car. I don't know. I don't know what the issue is regarding you driving or whatnot. I don't know if that's something you
Oh,
tried and you can't really do.
oh no, I just like it's just a very bad idea. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I could still, I mean, I could still like do taxi services and Uber and shit like that, considering that it's like not that bad
Okay, okay. I won't
currently
pry
right now.
too much into what the whole driving thing, but
Yeah, well, yeah, I could definitely figure out something amongst the situation. So yeah, we'll be
motorcycle maybe. Hey, women like a guy on a motorcycle.
you ain't wrong.
Yes, sir. But these are all small things. But over time, your mental state will start to change, your quality of life changes, and the people that start to come in your life will start to. There will be different breed of people
Hmm.
overall. So that
Hmm.
is just what I have just for right now. Definitely keep filling me in on what you got going on in your life and all that, and we could, who knows, maybe I'll do another live stream with you in the
Yeah,
future, for progress report kind of thing. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So,
Hmm.
with that being said, it is 12:30. Holy hell! I gotta wake up at 6:30 in the morning
Ugh,
for
same.
work.
Ugh.
So, with that being said, I hope you learned a lot today.
Oh yeah,
I
I
hope I
did.
didn't talk your ear off too much.
Yeah,
There's a lot. I'm pretty sure there were some things I missed, but I do know that there were some important things that needed to be said. So
yeah.
with that
We'll
being
come
said,
back to
guys,
this.
really, really think on this and okay, tell me this. What? Okay, one thing, one thing. What are you doing tomorrow?
Oh, I'm going to see my therapist tomorrow.
Okay, that's okay. So at least you're taking action somewhere. That's what I want to know. Is like,
Oh
please
yeah,
tell me he
plenty.
plans at least to do at least one thing tomorrow. One thing.
Oh yeah,
You
oh
can't
yeah.
like we can't do everything at once, but we can
Hmm.
in
Do
increments.
do a few things at once. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Do baby steps, right?
yeah. I
One one
mean,
one change happens at a time, little at a time.
yep. I'm planning on at least doing like one change in every section that I can implement, like that I can
And that's what
in
matters. The small
the
changes. When you do a bunch of incremental small changes, you'll be amazed at what happens over the course of a calendar year.
yep. Takes one snowflake to start an avalanche, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. That is correct. Well, with that being said, I'm going to let you go. And
Yep.
with that being said, again, just keep sending me some updates. Delete those posts, by the way,
Oh,
on your
already done.
Facebook. Oh,
Oh,
good,
already done. They
good.
should be like I got rid of like everything that I was trying to do. Like and like I mean that I did. I tried like every single time it said remove or delete. That's exactly what happened.
Good, good, good. Well, with that being said, hey, new you, man. You got it. Starts with you. It starts with you.
Yep.
So, with that being said, can't wait to hear from you a little bit later. And with that being said, uh, we gots to go.
Yep. Good night, brother.
Yes, sir. You have a good night.
You too.
Yes, sir. damn. Stream lasted way longer than what I anticipated it to be, but this was needed. This is needed. This brother is lost. He needs help. I think I was all over the place too, but one step at a time. I'm definitely going to speak with this brother again in the future. So, guys haven't heard the last from this guy.